shut up. The footy's on Triple M.
Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M Footy, prime time for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners Australia. Put your trust in the experts in air.
Yes! Marvel Stadium, Saturday night footy. The Magpies are in town taking on the Saints. And looking forward to a cracker, as always, here under the roof at Marvel Stadium. Baz with you. And as always, what a team. Got surrounded by tonight. The Pies have won their last 5, and on the top of the table, they're magnificent. The Saints, well, it's a tail of the tape, isn't it? They've won one of their last 5, including a 72-point loss to the Bulldogs last week. What can Ross pull out of the hat? The great Ross Lyon, who learned everything about coaching from Triple M Footy. We've got a huge team here tonight, and we've got a very special person.
Yes.
Well, 2 special people sitting behind me. This person is celebrating today because he's had a birthday.
Yes, he has.
He doesn't need an introduction. The great Dale Thomas is here. Days, how are you?
I'm going very well, thank you. Great to be alongside you all, celebrating my birthday in style too. It was nice. The Magpie Army, they certainly knew it was my birthday coming in. A lot of them said happy birthday, and that's how I knew.
Yeah, fond memories of your time at Collingwood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
2010.
Oh, and especially, when these two sides do battle, what else do you think of except 2010 and the bloke that averaged 29.5 and didn't get the Norm Smith in 2 games. But anyway.
That's what we're after.
That's it.
Sarah Hosking's a superstar. Of course, AFLW Richmond, of course, but a superstar with Triple M Footy as well. And Says, it's great to see you and great to have you here for the big one.
Baz, it is, definitely. And as Daisy mentioned, it is his birthday, and he wondered why Collingwood fans knew it was his birthday. It was because he actually walked in with one of those giant birthday boy badges on his chest, because he wanted to let everyone know about it, didn't you, Dave?
I did, yes. And I was wondering why they knew, and then everyone said it's that big dirty badge.
I tell you what, we all had growth spurts when we were young, but this bloke had a huge growth spurt.
What, little Tim?
When he was 15. He was just Tim Solly, and then he had a growth spurt, and his mate said, why don't we call him Big Tim? And they did.
They did, Baz.
And it stuck. How are you, big fella?
I'm very good, Barry. It's great to be here.
Yes,
the footy comes in secondary tonight because it's Daisy's big night. Not only did he have the big badge, he had the birthday track pants on with a nice big stain on them as well. So just rolling in whatever he likes today. And
you need to clarify that because I'd been to dinner, Tim, and I'd spilt something on the an oil stain on the front of my track pants in an area you don't really want it.
It doesn't look favourable.
So I did drive in, and I'll be complete in my knickers as I was trying to dry them on the passenger side air vent, and it's as you can see, it's an oil stain, so it's just really made us stay in there more.
Do you know what I found interesting about the stain, Big Tim?
No, what?
Is that Sarah and I were sitting here, and he actually made a point of showing us the stain, thinking that we'd be looking
guilty as
When you're
charged.
guilty, you just release those things.
we were a little
I was glad I had the birthday boy badge on because it was covering up for a
thanks for
couple of
letting
other
us
issues.
know.
Did I say the badge was on his chest? I'm pretty sure it was on his pants.
Now, I only learned about the birthday on the way in. Joey Pignatario, our producer tonight, just said, it's Daisy's birthday today. We're going to make it special. My first ever year with Days, we started calling it Triple M the first year at the same time. I came in, I gave him a little mug and it had a little photo of him on there. It said, happy birthday, superstar. So, actually, I forgot it this time this year. Joey just reminded me about 20 minutes before I started driving on the way in. So I thought I've got to swing in, get the big man a birthday present. So I went into the servo and I looked around. I said, well, what can I find here? What's got Daisy? And I looked across and you wouldn't believe it. It's got his name on it. Five Gillette shaders.
That's lovely.
So you can get kinky and do whatever you want with those days. Or you can give them to the missus, whatever you like. But they've got your name Daisy written all over them.
I'm not sure the instruction of get kinky with it is required. Doesn't say that on the packet.
No. It's not a birthday without a bit of birthday cake, so this is all I could summon up out of the old fridge drawer. It's the milk chocolate jam donut as well, so that's for you as well, Days.
Thank you.
And here at Triple M, we thought we'd put together a little highlights package as well, so let's roll the tape.
Big night around the footy as well. Lockie Neal in ripping Nick. Do you send someone straight to him or see how that unpans?
Daisy came out with a new saying. Did you hear his new saying?
No, what was his new saying?
Just repeat your new saying.
It's unpan, so it's a cross between unfold and pan out.
How's that gonna unpan for you?
He was a man. He was fantastic. Jai Simpson.
We haven't seen that sort of forward pressure. His dynamicism, the ability to change direction and get after a smaller player.
Tonight they get it a couple of weeks early. They'll be able to implement some things. I'm not sure Melbourne will be showing their complete hand there, but no doubt the Blues will be pretty happy to get it up against the reigning premiers.
Yeah, well butchered at the end there, Daisy.
His speed around the contest has been fantastic and has Switkowski or Switkowski?
Switkowski.
Yeah, wow. Is that the Crystals? The Switkowski? Swarovski. Down there at Cardinia Park. I'm not sure if you've seen the fixture change for tomorrow, Baz,
Yes.
but Gold Coast Essendon
Bombers,
moved down there. It's the shortest ever gaps between games at Cardinia Park being 44 days. The previous closest to that was 10,177 back in 1993.
Absolutely butchered that.
They look just a touch off the Swans, just look like they're cruising through its second gear at the minute.
Footy spins in. Yeah, you're right. That's the big read. Dave's just sort of swallow.
Just decided to stop.
Yes. Swallow.
So there you go, Days. We look after our own here, Barry, at Triple M, don't we?
We do.
Yeah, it's just all your good stuff there. Days.
Dynamicism, that was my favourite.
Yeah, I like the Swarovski. I remember that night very well. But you know what? I thought I'd just save my best one for last. This is the moment that I've loved the most out of Daisy Thomas at Triple M.
How many blokes in the box has kicked 5? Nath, you've kicked 5, haven't you?
Yes, Robbo.
Joey,
Yes,
have you kicked 5?
I've kicked 5 in the
Steve,
game,
have you kicked 5?
Silly question.
Yeah, and I've kicked 5. There's Days, have you kicked 5?
I've kicked 4 and I'll come down and make your head me fit.
Robbo.
Back in the middle.
Firing some bullets from down there, Robbo.
Sharp comeback from Daisy, though.
Oh, that is superb.
wasn't the day to play silly games, Robbo.
No.
It was 3 days into a premiership reunion.
Yes, that's right.
On a Sunday. It's a bit fragile, Barry.
Well, you're a little brooding there. Yes.
Hey.
Anyway, happy birthday.
Thank you very much,
Daisy.
team. Love
Happy
you all.
birthday.
Thank you.
Now, what have we got to do? Oh, there's a game of footy. All right. Don't forget, this is the Triple M Footy Prime Time for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners Australia. Put your trust in the experts in air. So Days is here, Sarah's here, Big Tim's here, and we're looking forward to getting stuck into this one. The Saints are on the ground. The Pies aren't too far away. And don't forget, for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Ream Hot Water needs replacing. It certainly does this time of year. We'll go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install a Ream. They'll nod their head, smile and go, that's a really, really good choice. Big win, the Kangaroos this afternoon over the Blue. Well, it wasn't big in the context of score, but 45 points up at three-quarter time, and that's a huge upset. And your old club Days, I don't know, where are they at? What's going on with Carlton?
Well, they're nowhere is the easy answer to that one, Baz. It was a really disappointing performance from them. And we've seen it far too often, really, over the past couple of years now. So we saw Michael Voss. He was breathing fire at one of the breaks there, and rightfully so. Their effort wasn't good enough, and they were outplayed today by a side, not in the sense of skill level. They just wanted it more. They were harder, they were tougher, they were more invested into the contest. And when you have to walk away from a game and you have that said about you, it's probably the one that hurts the most. If you get beaten by inaccuracy or your skill level wasn't there, but when you're questioning effort and intent, they're the ones that sting.
It's a big club, Sarah, the Blues, as Days knows, having been there. They don't take defeat well at all, and they don't take this sort of run that they're having well at all. So it's a bit of a time at Carlton at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you have a look back to, was it last year or the year before, where I think all the players got together after they had that, shocking run in a row. They went down to Charlie Curno's house, I think it was, and had a fire pit night.
Yes.
So, I'd sit there and have a look at the way that they're going at the moment.
Well, they don't have to wait too much longer. It's footy trip time.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they're in strife at the moment, and I think they need some answers.
All right. Let's go downstairs, because the Saints are out there and the Pies aren't too far away. For Bob Jane Team Mates tonight, got a superstar down there. Bob Jane Team Mates have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. So see the Collingwood banner go up down there. Alex Bryant, good evening to you.
Good evening. Yes, the Pies are running out as we speak. I think we are in for a fun evening. No late changes from either side. It's Lockie Sullivan, the sub for Collingwood, Toby Travalia for St Kilda. Another debutant tonight from St Kilda, their 7th of the season. He is starting on the ground. It's Alex Taru, 18-year-old key defender. The Flying Viking is his nickname due to his Swedish heritage. He's been banging down the door for quite a while now and gets the call up after 8 intercept marks in the VFL last weekend. Handed his number 26 jumper by the great Nick Dal Santo. Well, that himself, of course. And we are waiting for the toss.
Thanks, Alex, and good reasonable crowd in here tonight as well. Ashley Chua will be joining us a little bit later on, and the top tier looks like it's sort of getting a few filtering.
Where is Chew Man?
Well, it's a really good point. I was sort of trying to stretch there a bit because he's not here, Days.
Yes.
And my information is that he's sort of gone a little corporate of late.
Cashy.
Well, we can find out, but my little information slid by my desk, and
wow,
he has gone a little corporate, our man. And after today, of course, with the Kangaroos winning, Sarah.
Oh, he's
we talk about getting ahead of ourselves. I reckon Ash should be about 3 suburbs out of himself at the moment.
Well, I guess birthday celebrations is on Two Man tonight, then, Days. And as we speak of the devil, he's walking down the stairs now. Welcome, Chew.
Chew, man.
G'day, Chew. How are you?
G'day, Ash. He's still got it set up.
He hasn't got his headset on yet.
The corporate function went a little bit longer than thought. And,
when the Roos get up, he just soaks it up.
Yes, he's just going to set up. So we'll hear from Ash very shortly after we catch a breath from here at Marvel Stadium. And game flow tonight. Sarah, what are you expecting game flow? Just in a couple of sentences, what sort of match are we going to see tonight?
Look, I think for Collingwood, they're going to be coming out firing. They've just come off the break. A few boys have gone away on holidays. I think they're ready to prove a point and prove that they're ready to hit the premiership again for Saints. They've had a few woeful weeks, and it's time for them to respond.
Sarah Hosking here tonight with the great Dale Thomas, who's a birthday boy today. Big Tim Solly, he's massive. And, of course, Alex Bright downstairs. The Two-Man very, very shortly. And Baz with you as well. It's the Saints and the Pies for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M Footy, prime time for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners Australia. Put your trust in the experts in air.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
While Triple M rocks footy this weekend,
What the bloody hell's going on?
Triple M's Rush Hour follows up by celebrating the wins.
Exploded. The ratings today.
Unbelievable.
Exploded.
Just reading a press release here. Jimmy boy, the Rush Hour. Oh, with Dobbo and who? Elliot. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Triple M's Rush Hour, Monday from 4 on Melbourne's Triple M. Best Sheds June sale has been extended. Score 20% off all sheds. Hurry, ends June 30. T's and C's apply.
For the hottest of hot water you've ever seen. Ream comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on.
Get the best in heat pump and solar hot water and government rebates.
Install a Ream. Install a Ream.
Accept nothing less than Australia's best.
This is a super fast recap of how many things you can get with Prime's super fast free one-day delivery. It's over 1 million, which is heaps. Free one-day delivery. It's on Prime. For Prime members on eligible orders in select areas.
At Equip Super, we equip you to take control of your Super 60s so you can spend them exactly the way you choose to.
In the summer. That's the dream.
Equip Super retirement specialists have been providing personal support to Australian retirees for over 90 years. Contact us now. Go to equipsuper.com.au to take control of your Super 60s. PDS and TMD available on our website. Consider if products are right for you. Together Trustees Proprietary Limited AFSL 246383.
The tunes don't have to stop when you get out of the car. Hit up the Listener web player as soon as you log on at the office to keep streaming your favourite music. Get started at listener.com. Listener. Life's a journey, and every one of us has a story to tell. Your super? It's part of that story. A quiet companion through it all. At Care Super, we don't just manage your super, we care for it. Because behind every balance, every statement, every account number, there's you. Your story matters, and so does the future of your super. Together, we'll make sure it's a story worth telling. Join Care Super today for the service you expect and the care you deserve. Consider the PDS and TMD at caresuper.com.au. Issued by Care Super Proprietary Limited.
Doors Plus stocktake sale is now on. Thousands of doors must go this weekend. Plus, we can fit, paint, stain and deliver. Up to 50% off in every store. Visit a showroom for a free measure and quote. Ends Monday. Doors Plus. No fuss.
Something always needs fixing around the house, so why not fix your energy rates too? Sign up to the Lumo Value Plan and get fixed rates with a contract term ending on the 30th of September 2026. Job done. Search Lumo Energy today. Available to Vic residential customers only. T's and C's apply. Fact sheets available at lumoenergy.com.au/EFS. For clear advice on the right plan for you, contact us on 131 586.
Let's be frank, a manufacturer logbook service for your new car can be a fair whack to your wallet. At Midas, we offer great value logbook servicing that won't void your warranty. Your wallet would thank you. If it wasn't a wallet, Midas, you can rely on us. Conditions apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Drummond Golf, Australia's biggest golf retailer. Lowest prices guaranteed. Shop in store and online at drummondgolf.com.
Nothing better than a Saturday night out at the footy, and a big crowd here tonight at Marvel Stadium. The Magpies are in town, a rare home game here at Marvel, and they take on the Saints. Best Denner with you, Big Tim Solly's in the house to call the action. We've got Sarah Hosking, Dale Thomas, Alex Bryant downstairs, and this man for the first time tonight. It's great to have him back. He's got a big smile on his face. The great Ashley Chewer's here. G'day, Ash.
Good evening, Baz. Great to be here. Red Z lending stats. Look at the Saints. Their 4 losses, I should say, at Marvel Stadium this season have been by an average losing margin of 52 points. And the Magpies, they're number 1 in defence, playing against St Kilda, who overall sit 15th in attack under Ross Lyon since the start of 2023. But Ryan Marshall, we'll keep an eye out for him. His play rating has dropped by 49% in comparison to last year. But you flick over to Josh Dacos, he's racking up career-high disposals at 28 per game, and also leads the club for metres gained at 489 per match. He's plus 105 disposals against his direct opponents this season, which excludes kick-ins for Red Z.
Beautiful, Ash. That is superb.
It's going to be an interesting contest, isn't it, Sayers, between Ross Lyon and him trying to, I think, quell that ball movement of the Pies. And well, they've got to roll the dice going back in, because if they do play slow, it's just going to set up for the defenders to come across and help, and they'll just be ready to go. And Collingwood is a side, and I've heard Scotty Pendlebury speak a lot about it. When the ball is just being chipped around laterally, they are delighted with that, because they just use it as a time to catch their breath. They all set up really well defensively. There's not a whole lot of running going on. They will allow a lot of uncontested lateral marks. But when they win the ball back, that is just energy and speed to burn. So we look forward to seeing what Ross Lyon can bring, but also, conversely, what the Magpies rip out as well.
Thanks, Days. We'll get to Sarah shortly, because a bit of news downstairs. Alex Bryant, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, this is big news. Mateus Philippou, so he's returning from a round 12 calf injury. He's actually just left the warm-up. He's been talking to the doctors. He put the headphones on. He's been talking upstairs, and he is now just walking away with one of the doctors. Watch this space. This could be a very, very late out.
That is extremely late. What are we, 3 minutes before the bounce? He has just left the benches, as Alex said, and he's walking around the boundary line, Sarah.
He'd be a million to one to play the way he's walking, Baz.
Yeah,
absolutely. And again, he's only played the 2 games this season, but we know the impact that he has and can have for the Saints side. So it would be a huge, huge loss if he is not to return to the field tonight. But you do take a little look at the Saints side, and I think, you know, it's interesting. They've had a few shocking games in their last 6, obviously not winning very many, but what I would want to see from Saints tonight is, obviously they're quite good at their contested possessions and arguably getting the ball early. But as Days mentioned, Collingwood really like to eliminate that lateral kick and be able to get the intercept marks. In the last few games in particular, St Kilda is sitting in that, you know, bottom 18, 17 sides for time in forward half and entries inside 50. So if they can capitalise on that and actually get some looks inside forward 50 early on in the game, and then retain the ball inside their forward half, they're at least in with a bit of a chance.
Bob Jane T-Marts, Alex.
Just had the toss, St Kilda winning that one, kicking to the left-hand side of your radio dial or your listener app, and just keeping an eye on what's happening with Philippou.
All right, so he's gone to the room, so they can make a very late change.
Yeah, so I think you have to pay a fine when it's this late, but you've got 3 emergencies there. So Ryan Burns is one of them. They've got Hugo Garcia and Maxi Heath.
Yeah.
So one of those guys, I'd imagine, will get the call up. But these are always the great stories when you sit there and you've been eating pies all afternoon or whatever you're doing, or you've been at Bunnings like Oleg Markov was the other week. And then you come out, you tend to shoot the lights out. So
we just saw on the Harvey Norman replay there, Ross Lyon, he didn't show too much frustration, but there was a little bit of frustration, and no doubt the young man was very upset on the bench when he was on the phone. So it's extremely late. So we'll go down to Alex again. Alex, what have you heard, Bob Jane T-Marts?
Yeah, they've put the tracker in his jumper. He's just having his ankles strapped up and getting a rub down from the doctor, so he is going to be coming on. I don't know if there will be a change of the sub, but I can confirm that.
Okay, well, it sounds like Bob Jane T-Marts, of course, have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online at 8 T's and C's apply. So there you go.
Any ideas
Swap
what
to
the
the sub.
fine might be and price-wise if you activate an emergency this late in the piece days?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it is lessened by the fact that it's clearly genuine because the kid didn't have his ankle strapped. So it's as late as it gets, but good that they have been able to replace someone, though.
All right, both sides in position. The lights just was roaring around here at Marvel Stadium, flashing. What do you got, Says?
Yeah, just having a look early, there was a lot of talk during the week. Marcus Windhager has gone straight to Nick Dacos. We know he tagged him last year in round 2, kept him to 22 disposals, but this year he has been listed as one of the best taggers in the competition.
Now, this is interesting.
Windhager, that is.
Siren's gone.
They're waiting for the paperwork, Barry. I think.
So the umpire has looked over to the benches and hasn't bounced the ball.
That's all right.
And is now waiting for confirmation. That'd be from.
Burns is in. Potatoes still at one way down.
Daisy's just taking control here. Hanging out the window of the box. And seriously, every player is looking up here.
You can do whatever you want.
It's his birthday, Barry. Let it go.
All right, he holds it up again. Big Tim's going to kick us off tonight for
All good,
McDonald's
guys.
Room
I got it sorted in the end. We're there.
Triple M Rocks footy.
All right, let's get this underway. The Daisy Thomas birthday clash at Marvel Stadium. Ball up and down for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Toe poke forward by Pendlebury and Lipinski held up in the tackle by McRae.
Well, it's an easy mistake to make. When you hear Burns, you don't think it's spelt with a white. And Windhager has just clobbered Nick Dacos, so there's an early win.
And he's got a free kick for it 2 days. So Nick Dacos, he looks like he's sucking in a few breaths here. As he wheels onto the right slipper, sends it up inside 50. Nest forms, off hands at the front and centre. Side bottom, couldn't quite. He goes back for another bite of the cherry, flicks it outside 50. Tackle laid by Houston, ball locked in. Right on the attacking point of the centre square here for Collingwood. Early stages of this one.
So Dacos, Nick, hands on the footy early. Ball thrown in the air. Marshall slapped it down. McRae for the Saints. And he kicks a long one out to the outer side wing. Back of the pack, Josh Dacos claims it. Spins around, gets around Butler. His left foot kick's gone wide, out of bounds on the full. True wing position outer side of the ground. Big Marshall, the ruckman for the Saints, will take it.
Just pokes a little kick inside. Just the 15 to Jimmy Webster at right half back for the Saints. I like being here, the Saints. Collingwood home game tonight. They enjoy playing under the lid here. Another little pokey kick forward. It's just stagnant movement. Finds Wilson back in the side this week for the Saints. He decides to send a high drop punt down the line to half forward. Floating cross more. Sticky mitts.
So this is the early concern. Even that, look at the speed now in which Collingwood want to get on the ball, exploding away.
So Moore started a chain of hand passes, end up with Howe, who bounces it off half back, approaches the wing broadcast side. Crisp is the target. It could have been McCreary. Crisp ran with the fly of the footy, and he took the mark forward of the wing for the Pies. Little low drop punt, it's good. And Membry, playing against his old club for the first time, has taken the mark, but he's about 65 metres out from goal. Looks at a crowded forward 50. Pops it up to the hot spot about 20 out. Bobby Hill will fly. Nearly not quite. Lipinski back on the side. Claimed it. Hand pass over the pack. Taru grabbed the footy. And he got smashed by about 4 Collingwood forwards. He gets up the young man. He's all right.
Ball up and down. Wilkie takes the ruck. He palms it on as far as Memory. Like he was his old teammate. And the umpire's plucked out a free kick. It'll go the way of Wilkie. So how would Timmy Membry be feeling, Days? You played against your old club that you won a premiership with. What are the emotions running through his body at the moment?
Nice to get an early touch, but you settle into the game pretty quickly. It was interesting just to see Jimmy Webster there. Had him in a headlock for about 10 metres. Just reacquainting themselves.
Sinclair, outside 50, finds Butler, a long way from home. About a metre inside the boundary at right half back for the Saints. Early stage of this one. And trouble a couple of minutes in. Both sides yet to score. Sells some candy around the man on the mark. That was clever. Butler, high ball down the line. This is going to work out. Owens takes a mark. There's been a free kick for the Saints anyway, and it'll go to Marshall.
The Shermanator's out if he goes long.
Stand. Come on.
So Marshall, about 70 from home. Low drop punt to half forward.
Stand.
And that's okay. McRae will mark.
Yeah. Stay up.
So he's about 55 metres out on a 45-degree angle outer side of the ground.
Play on.
As Alex Bryant said, the Saints to the left of our broadcast position in this first term. Kicked to Owens at full forward. Big Cameron just worked his opponent underneath the footy, and for the Pies, the big ruckman took the mark at fullback.
Ranked equal 8th in the competition for intercept marks, the big guy. So he's having a hell of a year, number 1 at the club.
Almost kicked it into the Saints defender, got outside. Taru flew off hands. Here's the Shermanator, picks it up, handballs back boundary side. Wood sizes him up. He didn't hit it well, but it's going to work out as he spots up Wilson right next to the behind post. And he'll go back to kick the Saints first.
I did like that entry, at least from Saints. It was very quick to come straight back in, which just meant that the Collingwood defenders weren't able to locate their players easily.
22 goals in his 35 games. Darcy Wilson. There's no mission last week. Gets his opportunity again. He'd love this one early. He snaps it on the left and he loves it. First blood to the Saints. 1 goal straight 6. Pies yet to score. 4.5 gone first term. Triple M Drummond Golf scoreboard. Drummond Golf, Australia's biggest golf retailer. Lowest prices guaranteed. Shop in store online at drummondgolf.com.au.
And great to see young Darcy Wilson back in the side after his VFL performance last week. He finished with the 32 disposals, 5 tackles and 9 clearances. So it'll be good just to see how he impacts the game and influences. We know that he can play, a different style of game, but he's very quick, works his way up and down the ground, and just being able to finish in front of goal in an early start for Saints really gives him a bit of confidence.
Triple M Super special comments at Sarah Hosking with Dale Thomas tonight. Super making hard work pay off.
Coming back this way.
How good the Drummond Golf have come on board.
Oh, really fantastic. Very nice indeed. Made a little connection there myself.
You had a weekend of golf, didn't you?
Look forward to hearing about this, Barry.
Yeah, Dave's had a big weekend of golf. For McDonald's and Remont Water, Triple M Rocks footy. I can tap it to their toes.
So Kilda.
A bit of a push and shove. What'd you spot, Dave? Windhager out of the centre.
End zone.
Miller up, little hand pass off to Jack Steele, who kicks the ball towards full forward, bounces through a few hands and ends up with Hall. And Bradley Hill it was who kicks towards full forward, and Steele side bottom found himself in the hole for the Pies. He took the mark at fullback.
I'll tell you what I saw, Baz. Sorry to take a moment there. I thought the play was going to go as Naz just took off through the middle. So Dacos took a big tackle onto Windhager and got up and pushed him in the guts, and the umpire said, no, not having any of that. Have a free kick, Marcus.
All right.
Any numbers early, Ash, catching your eye on the Reds are lending stats?
Keep an eye out for Still side bottom. He's approaching 8,000 disposals. He's picked up a couple already. Yep.
Jeez.
That's a big game, Dave. Massive game for him. 8,000.
I'm going to call bullshit on that, Ash.
We're 6 minutes into the first term and he's got 8,000.
That's career to start.
Debut out on the outer wing. He's taken down.
Okay, thank you.
There's no prize. Sorry, Dave.
No, it's all right. I was just making sure. The Chew said that was career, Tim.
Yes, okay. Good to hear. Reds at lending loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com as we have a secondary stoppage on the outer wing. Right on that Toyota logo. Sharon goes up and down. Marshall there with Cameron. Cameron takes it out. He had it pickpocketed by McRae. Fell forward in the tackle. And then we'll have another ball up. We're down the stairs for Bob Jane's team up. It's Alex Bryant.
Ryan Burns is still warming up. He was the very late in for St Kilda, replacing Philippou. The Saints confirming that was a calf injury, as we suspected. No change to the sub. It's still Toby Travali.
Well, while that was going on, Alex, free kick was played against Big Marshall.
Fitty.
To Cameron, and it was... He sort of spoke to the umpire, and the umpire said, no, I don't like what you've said, and I'm paying a 50-metre penalty.
Oh.
So we've seen a bit of that back again this weekend, haven't we, Sarah and Days? And
dissent in the protected rule.
Yep.
That is the protected area, sorry.
Well, Marshall looks a little perplexed.
Put that one in the book, Leroy.
He was able to get away with that a couple of weeks ago, but not able to get away with it now. So Darcy Cameron on a 45-degree angle. Marshall's been brought back to about 38 metres from Collingwood's goal. There's a set-up, a scoring shot for Darcy Cameron, and the big ruckman starts to lope in. Drops it onto his right boot, 48 metres out, and I'll tell you, it looks straight, he's got it. So whatever he said has done some damage, because it's caused a 50 and a goal to the Pies.
Thank you.
And they're one straight. And the Saints are 1 goal straight as well. Triple M Drummond Golf scoreboard.
Well, it's a big price to pay when you give away a 50-metre penalty, especially when the ruckman goes and he's good enough to finish the work, because it felt like the Saints, although we're only early into this one, their energy was up. They had a couple of repeat entries. Their pressure was good in trying to stop the Pies when they were transitioning the ball. And then just to give up an easy one, they're the coach killers. Unfortunate, and a night where you feel that they're going to have to be at their absolute best to limit that scoring anyway. To give up the first in that manner, rather disappointing.
Choice hotels around the grounds. Where are we heading tomorrow, Ash?
Tomorrow, double header. It's the Giants taking on the Suns at NT Stadium.
Yes.
And Western Bulldogs, Richmond too, man.
Marvel Stadium.
Yeah.
We're here for that game, 3:20.
It's always the best. Ashley Stewart, Triple M Red Z Lenning stats. As we're back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Horrible bounce by the umpire. We'll do it all again. And earlier today, Ash, Choice Hotels around the outside those results for those who've just joined us.
Kangaroos by 11 points over the Blues, and Sydney by 19 over Port.
McCreary out of the middle, sends a high one inside 50. Membry with a vertical lead. Knocked out last minute. Saints on the rebound. Stocker under pressure. Just had to jam it outside 50. Nick Dacos arches the back and then gets a little lofty kick inside. Long. Lipinski got it out wide for Elliott. He's tucked into the pocket. He traps it. Sockers it back to McCreary, who snaps it to a dangerous spot. And here he is, Timmy Membry. Pulls down the chest mark, 40 from home, directly in front for his first goal against his old side.
Tell you what, that was a tough passage of play from Collingwood. Saints tried to make them work for it, and so they did. It was just a few repeat inside 50s, but Bo McCreary, his work rate, yes, Days, I got it right. I got it right. I was close.
Still not sure it's got a W in it.
You just got to say confidently, shut up.
So just his 13th game here with the Pies. A long decorated career as a Saint. He gets close to the man on the mark, but he loves it. And the Pies run from every corner of the ground to give him a high five. And they say, "You're a Pie now, son." Pies by 6 points, early stages on the Triple M Drummond Golf scoreboard. Drummond Golf, Australia's biggest golf retailer, lowest prices guaranteed. Shop in store or online at drummondgolf.com.
Well, you got to love that, and it just shows what the culture the Collingwood Football Club are building. He's only been there a short amount of time, but they made sure they've looked for him a couple of times already, which is nice, giving him the ball, bit of nourishment in that fashion. Kicks the goal, and every player on the ground came across, made sure they got around him. So that just makes you feel good, feels good about yourself, and your confidence grows immediately there. Always nice to be on a first gamer as well.
What grows?
Your confidence?
No, confidence, that's right.
What did I say?
Confident.
Jesus, it's on in the back row, isn't it?
It's on. It's on early.
Very, very tight.
Gloves are off.
Little.
Wow.
It's his birthday today too. For McDonald's, the Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
She saved me big.
Kick out to the outer side wing. Clark's got it for the Saints. He kicks the half forward.
It's a loose term of shade. It just plucked it.
As Houston marks at half back. Kicks short to long in the centre of the ground.
Oh boy.
You know how we were discussing earlier in the year that we hadn't worked together for a while?
Yes.
Now I understand why.
Well, realising why. Austin Elliott. Little hand pass off the Steele for the Pies. He did a half forward. And Webster grabs the footy and sees it out of bounds. Waited for the body contact and happily rolled out with a footy. So 51 around from the Pies goal. And they've started well. 2 straight goals. The Saints 1 straight goal. And we're 12.5 minutes now into the first term.
Sharon spins back in. Cameron and Marshall, 2 premier ruckmen. Marshall wins the tap this time. Clark couldn't trap it. Well done, Windhager. He hembled to the back there of Clark. It's cut off. Nick Dacos went low, dropped the knees, and the umpire says too high. So he's 65 from home here, Nick Dacos. He's looking for options and flooded back here the Saints, so he pokes a short kick to Cameron, who took the mark on his knees, 46 from home on a slight angle.
G-Man, can you give me the numbers for Nick Dacos and Windhager? Because it's been a good battle. I feel like Nick Dacos in the last 2 minutes has got his hands on the ball.
Nick Dacos picked up 3 possessions, both of those contested, a couple of intercepts, and Windhager for Triple M Red Z, 2 handballs.
Kicked the first goal for the Pies tonight, Cameron. the 8-minute mark as Nick Dacos gets an applause coming off to the bench. Pendlebury on. And Cameron on the runway here.
Here we go.
Bit of argy-bargy. Windhager trying to come off as Cameron sets sail. Oh, yes! He's got the journey and he's got the accuracy. Cameron's got his second in the first quarter. They've kicked the last three of the Pies. They're 3 straight 18. Saints 1 goal straight 6. Triple M Drummond Golf scoreboard.
Well, the last time the Pies were out, we saw them against Melbourne, and it was Ed Langdon who went to Nick Dacos, and the questions were asked whether or not Collingwood did enough to protect the young superstar. Well, tonight you can see that every time Marcus Windhager runs past a Collingwood player, they are into him. Scotty Pendlebury off the bench made sure, as Windhager was coming towards him, he got in the way. Just anything you can do, and as someone who was both tagged and been tagged, when you are just getting into and knocked around the entirety of the game, it certainly takes a bit of gas out of that tank, SARS.
You're spot on, and again, the way the Collingwood are able to work around Nick Dacos if he is being tagged, they've just had the last 4 inside 50s, and for 3 goals, 0 score.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Steele, little hand pass for the Saints to McRae. And he goes long to half forward with a high drop punt. Off hands, an opportunity at ground level for Kilda. Got a hand pass to Bradley Hill. Bradley Hill's kick was smothered on forward Fitty. Wanganeen Miller goes into it. Hand pass back to Kilda. Got a bit of time to set up with a nice pass to Higgins, who led to the left forward pocket. Goes to his knees and marks about 35 metres out.
Great stuff from Kilda, the big fella.
Yeah, you're on.
198.
Higgins plays on, hooks across the body. This will miss by a mile. A point to the Saints, 1-1-7, 3 straight goals the Pies. 15 minutes first term, Drummond Golf scoreboard.
2 of the best small forwards in the comp out on the park tonight.
Play on.
Jackie Higgins, Billy Elliott.
You.
Both sitting inside the top 10 in the Coleman as there's a turnover right on the 50 to Cooper Sharman. He's probably got the journey from here if he gives it his best leg.
Stand. Switch. Yep.
Give him a chance from here, Hosco.
Yeah, I'll back him. Shermanator.
Yeah, he's got a good leg. Watch Josh Dacos going out by foot shoot.
33%.
That was Dacos that just
turned it over, yeah. Hence the question.
18 goals, 13 for the year. Bit of payback going on here as 52 metres out. He's given it every opportunity and it's there. A big high five for Cooper Sharman. He gets his first for the night. Saints hit back. 2 goals straight. 2 goals, 1-13, I should say. The Pies 3 goals straight, 18. Triple M Drummond Golf scoreboard, and making their debut, it's the new McWings from Macca's.
Now, Barry, you've been doing a bit of driving.
Yes.
Have you made sure you've had the McWings?
I have, Days. In fact, I wandered into the Triple M studios recently, and there was a pile of them on the desk. I devoured them. I reckon there was 6. I reckon 4 went up a nostril before it even had a bite with the mouth. So, they were beautiful.
Oh, outstanding.
Nice. Yeah. They were beautiful. And no, they are special. So we encourage all to get involved. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy, of course.
And in most of the work that I do, Barry, you have to say do that responsibly. I think when you're talking about McWings, I don't think we have to put that disclaimer on there. Just have yourself a time.
Go and don't get like 3 or something. Get a substantial amount.
You don't really put Barry Denner and responsible in the same sentence.
No.
It just doesn't work.
No. Not really worked that well for me over the years.
No.
Ball thrown in the air. Cameron's got it. Little tap down to Steele side bottom, but his rush kick for the Magpies has gone straight to Stocker at half back. So Stocker stands. Kangaroos had a win this afternoon, Ash.
Certainly did. Led by 46 at 3/4 time. Won by 11 in the end.
Swans went all right.
Swans, good win for them against Port Adelaide by 19 points.
So Jimmy Webster's got it. As a kick across half-back lands in his lap for the Saints. They've got the second goal. Just the Magpies by 5 points at the moment with a long kick to the outer side wing.
The big men fly. Came down. Flicked out Wilson. Saints Sheridan by hand. Wanganeen Millerer. Hit the instep. He scrubs it. Nick Dacos at half-back. Picks it up. Little Hollywood handball found Pendlebury. Always time and space. Wheels left, right. And then he goes back on the 45 to Frampton on his Pat Malone. And he completes the switch out the broadcast side to Quaynor. He just chisels a little one over the top to Hoskin Elliott. Wearing the long sleeves tonight, Days.
Love it. You love to see it.
He's at right half back, and now he just spears a little one to Lipinski in front of the interchange gates. 18 minutes gone, first term. Pies by 5 points. As Lipinski's got nothing long, so he just goes back to Hoskin Elliott short. A metre in from the boundary. Scanning left and right. And cuts back in. Boring footy here from the Pies. Finds Pendlebury.
So the Rolls Royce just points with his left hand that he's going to go long inside forward 50, and of course immediately chips it sideways. Will come back to Pendlebury, so still on the wing. And it's very, very short, and he finds Josh Dacos.
But sometimes you get frustrated when your side's doing this, and generally you wait for a skill error to break it open. Don't think that's going to be the case from the Pies.
So Dacos will drop this kick about 35 metres out. So huge pack that flies. The fist has gone behind the pack. And Bobby Hill had a little hand on the footy, and he lost it in the handle. Manganine Miller, a long kick back out here to the wing. Pendlebury put his head over it, and he got a little high knock, as you heard from the umpire, and he's back here on the wing, same where it started.
Just spears one on the 45, finds Long. Little drive by there. He's racked up. Taken down by Sharman. And now on the turnover, Burns finds Hill, gets it to Butler, who spears a little one inside 50, through the fingertips of Howe. Frampton got it out to side bottom. He's looking down the broadcast wing. He goes long with the drop punt. It's all Saints. Oh, Taru, the debutant, dropped the chest mark. Stocker there to mop up. Back to Wilkie, who just spits a low flat one and finds McRae.
Stay out, Will.
How many has he racked up tonight so far, McRae? Ash, he's a possession demon, isn't he?
He is disposal number 6 leading ball winner for the Saints.
What are we, just under 20 minutes into the first quarter, so already plenty of hands on the footy from McRae. And his kick now goes towards half forward. About 70 from home. We've got a pack of 6 scrambling for the footy that's in dispute underneath them. The umpire will come in and ball it up.
These are the positives for St Kilda. They're +7 in contested ball. And as Sarah mentioned, the territory battle, they've been hammered in that particular area. The entries are even 7 apiece.
20 minutes first term, 3 straight goals. The Pies, 2-1-13 to the Saints.
Ooh, big aggressive tackle from Long. And the umpire says, give it to me, boys. Break it up. So just ticked into time on first term. First goal went to the Saints through Wilson. Then the Pies got 3. A couple of those to the big man Cameron, and the last goal to Sharman. Pies by 5 points, ball up and down, and the umpire says it was sucked back in, so it'll be free kick to the Pies, right half back. Bit of push and shove here afterwards. So typical Ross Lyon kind of game at the moment. They're blocking up the holes, they're flooding back. Pies trying to play possession as he goes down the line. Pendlebury, Saints with the numbers off hands. There's been a whistle. Another Pies free kick, this time to Big Cameron right on the Toyota logo broadcast wing.
Kilda just attempted a flying mark, but 2 hands straight into the back.
It was more leapfrog than spectacular.
Cameron across to steal side bottom, marks forward to the wing, kicks inside forward 50, and a big leap in front of the pack. The mark is taken by McStay. He's about 30 metres out. And no real angle to speak of. So nice hands from McStay.
It's got a really nice run and jump on it. We can see here on the Harvey Norman. Wilkie had to come across. He's been playing on Elliott, it looks like, for the most part of this one. And got some separation. Nice mark.
So McStay, 40 metres out. Left foot drop punt is a guilty. Have got 4 straight goals. St Kilda 2-1-13. 21 and a half now into the first term on the Triple M Drummond golf scoreboard.
Spoken a little bit, Baz, about the boring nature of this game so far, and my concerns early on, if Ross is going to do that, it's just going to allow Collingwood to have all their energy for either applying maximum pressure or then going on offence. And already, Two-Man, the tackle numbers, they've been able to really get after the Saints at ground level.
Absolutely, Daisy. The tackles are 14-3 Collingwood's way. They're number 1 in the Comfort tackle differential, Baz.
Thank you, Ash.
Good contested mark from McStay on the Harvey Norman replay. For the best clearance deals, go Harvey Norman. Upsize your TV, upgrade your tech, upgrade your home. Harvey Norman clearance, best brands, best prices, guaranteed.
That was real good, this.
Yes, we're back in the middle for McDonald's birthday cake for you, Daisy. For those who just joined us, Daisy Thomas' birthday. What number are we celebrating tonight, Daisy? Birthday, that is.
I thought you meant cakes.
Say that again, Daisy's got a mouthful of donut.
McRae, a true centre half back, is tackled by Nick Dacos and caught high. Free kick, Saints.
Aren't you supposed to cut up your cake and share it with those that come to the party? Yeah, Nick and Daisy. Knocked the whole lot off.
Can't do that around Barry, Daisy. Jeez. You gotta respect your elders.
I know.
Share the birthday cake.
I'm not much of a sharer, but
there's Wilson at left half back. Nothing short, so just bombs it long for real estate. The big nest, Howe flies as always, and he spoils this time. Kills it out of bounds, broadcast wing. 23-minute mark of the first. Pies 4 goals straight, 24. Saints 2-1-13. Triple M drum and golf scoreboard.
I apologise, Baz. I shared the wrong thing. I shared the razors.
You did. Shared his present.
Everyone got a razor.
Yeah.
No one got a look in on the donut.
Cameron's tap to Nick Dacos was brilliant. Just ran into a bit of strife as he tried to run around in the 180. Lost the foot. He slapped out of his hand. Saints will reclaim. Windhager, a little hand pass off to Clark, and he kicks long inside forward, 50 for St Kilda. Can they snag one here? Numbers around the footy, whistle's gone.
Free kick.
And a free
Butler.
to the Saints to Butler. What'd you see, Dace?
The tackle there from Quainer, a little bit like Royal Lotus, just started to linger.
So he's got this about, well, he stands the mark about 38 out, Quainer. So he's on a better than 45-degree angle. He's Butler, Dan Butler, and he can go back and have a set shot for St Kilda.
He's only kicked the 4 goals this season, Dan Butler, as well.
6, 5,
So Butler starts to wander in. He walks, breaks into a trot, crosses the 50-metre line, and from 45, the drop punter's half post high, and it's straight. Saints get their third. They get a 3-1-19. The Magpies are 4 straight goals, 24. And we have got 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to play the first term on the Triple M Drum and Golf scoreboard.
I apologise again, Baz. I went with the younger reference. I should have gone with the Cranberries.
Yes.
It certainly did linger.
Yes.
That's good, Dave.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Don't worry, I'm actually really grateful that you handed out the razors because I'm also offering free haircuts for anyone in the box.
Oh, lovely.
And Big Tim, you're in the firing line.
I'm spot here.
Now, there was a joke there. I'm going to move past.
Thank you, Dave.
Enlighten us.
No, that's not enlightening. She's talking about the back of the neck, Daisy.
Let's just see how it unpans, shall we, Days?
I've still got that ball patch on the corner of your cheek, thank you, Sarah.
See the one hair that is plucked out.
For McDonald's and Remont Water, Triple M rocks footy. It's the Pies by 5 as Marshall wins the tap. Around the back, McCreary, your boy Hosco, up inside 50, off hands, Lipinski lurking. Here's Elliott, picks it up clean, got it to Chris, went the don't argue. He was stumbling, but he kicks it long, and he kicks it home. Quick footy out of the middle by the Pies. 5 goals straight in the first term, 30. Saints 3-1-19. Triple M drum and golf scoreboard.
Well, it's hard to do that when you get that much momentum and you sort of lose your balance and you're going forward. More often than not, you sort of end up on your face or can't really compose yourself. But we see here on the Harvey Norman, fended off, had a stumble and slapped it on that left peg and managed to float it through. So 5 straight, that's a hot start for the Pies, and the ease in which they're doing it, clearance becoming an issue already for St Kilda. Spot on, Daisy. 4 out of their 5 goals for the Magpies have come from stoppage, so obviously 24 points. AFL average for an entire game is only 33.
Red Z Lending stats there with Ashley Chew. Let's go downstairs. Bob Jane T-Marts, Alex Bryan.
Some action on the Collingwood bench. Bo McCreary has come to the bench. He had a chat to the physio. He's now gone down to the rooms. Fly coaching from the bench has told Lockie Sullivan, the sub, to start warming up.
All right, so McCreary might be in strife as Cameron gets a free kick in the ruck contest for Collingwood.
Play on.
There's still plenty of game time left in this first term. They've kicked 5 goals straight now, the Pies. A long kick inside. Big leap was no mark. McStay was at the front of the pack. Pendlebury goes in at it with Hall, his opponent for the Saints. Hand pass comes just wide of the pack in hope. Bounces past a couple. Allen puts his head over it. Clark puts his head over it for the Saints. Trying to burst through was McStay did well. Punts it out the side bottom. Little hand pass back to Josh Dacos. Went long with a 50-metre ball to full forward. Up goes Membry. Slapped it down to Lipinski. Went without the pill. And a hand pass comes out the back of the pack for the Saints. And Wanganeen Miller will bounce away into the back pocket. And he had a bit of heat on him, but he's found his target.
Sinclair, right on defensive 50 for the Saints. Just pokes it back inside to Wanganeen Miller. Oh, encroached the zone. Has he said play on the umpire? Dropped in the tackle, Stocker. Well, the umpire let it roll. Well, interesting moments.
He's a bit stiff there, Naz, because he took the one step, but he was almost still had his pivot foot down. So he's a little bit unlucky to get called that.
McStay in the ruck, got it down the side bottom, tackled Steele, dropped. Clark handballed in the knees of Chris, but ricochets back and it's tucked under. And the umpire says tucked under illegally. So free kick here to the Pies, 48 from home, and it'll be Crisp, the beneficiary.
Now for back-to-back goals. No, Sidey.
Oh, he hands it back to Steele Sidebottom. He wanted it. He wanted the goal, Crispy. He said, give it to me, and the umpire said, no, you'll hand that over to Steele.
Well, this will be interesting, Tim, because we saw him kick one from probably further out in a grand final a couple of years back now. Under the lid, perfect conditions. I think this might just expose the fact that that was a complete and utter bull twang. And adrenaline and wind had a big part to play in it.
All right. He might be exposed here. He's feeling the heat. He hits it from 50 as Hosco's shaving my neck. And he's hung it out to the left, minus score. Put that razor away, Hosco.
Did you say Razor Ray? Or?
Nick, back two. Yep,
Might be a new nickname for you. So, behind here for the Pies. They're first for this first quarter. 5-1-31. The Saints 3-1-19. Triple M Drum Golf scoreboard.
He has been busy though, Two-Mans.
He has 9 touches, so he's just cracked 8,000 disposals, Daisy. 8,001 to be precise.
Well, fantastic.
There you
Ash.
go.
How many have done that over the journey, Ash?
He becomes only the 14th player in VFL, AFL
There we
history.
go.
Wow.
That's fantastic. Right under Steele, side bottom. Saints a long kick to half forward. No one's has taken the mark. So he turns around, goes onto the right boot, kick to the forward pocket. It's over Higgins' head. Quainer over his head as well. Butler behind both, nearly claimed it. Punched out a hand pass to Keeler. His kick's too short with the mark claimed by Steele side bottom. His hand pass is smothered. All happening 30 from the Saints goal. Big Keeler goes into the pack again and grabs the footy, stands in the tackles, and the umpire will claim it. 40 metres out from the Saints goal. They trail by 12 points, 29.5 first term.
Shearing down. Marshall on as far as Canterbury. Hoskin Elliott retreats to Josh Dacos, who got the handball to Howe. He's closed down by Owens. Got the kick away in time. It's down the line. Elliott the target, but Wilkie too big and too strong. Takes the relieving mark for the Saints. 37 seconds left in this first term. Pies 5-1-31. Saints 3-1-19. As they just poke it around, I think they all know here the number one's being held up on the boundary. He's just slowing it down.
Get it to Higgins.
Controlling the footy on the outer side. As Sinclair decides to wind up. One last roll of the dice for the Saints. Into the pocket. Keeler flies! And he's pulled it down on the second bite. 40 from home, a metre in from the boundary. Right forward pocket.
Playing with some real freedom and
That's it. Move out.
enthusiasm tonight.
Siren sounds here at Marvel Stadium. Quarter time. Shot after the siren here from the young man Isaac Keeler. Back in the side this week. Just his 8th career game. He's kicked 7 goals. Tightest of angles. Kick on its way. He's pushed it across the face and it's fisted back into the field of play. So he won't register a score here, Isaac Keeler. Quarter time, the lead will stand. Collingwood 5-1-31. The Saints 3-1-19. Big Tim here with Big Barry Denner. You got Ash Chura on the stats, Sarah Hosking and the birthday boy Daisy Thomas. And then we've got Alex Bryan boundary side for Bob Jane T-Marts. That's your Saturday night call team here at Marvel Stadium for McDonald's and Room Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Drummond Golf, Australia's biggest golf retailer. Lowest prices guaranteed. Shop in store and online at drummondgolf.com.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
making their debut, it's the new McWings from Macca's.
Melbourne, start your day with
In the morning. I say to my partner, I go, tell you what, you get ready and I'm going to lie here on the couch. And when you've got 5 minutes left, you tell me and I'll meet you at the front door. Because I can do it in 5.
What does that include? Like just shower, dress, or just put your clothes on?
The 3 S's.
Start your day with Mick in the Morning with Roo, Titus and Rosie. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's Triple M.
Ream, Australia's favourite hot water. Steady, hot and strong.
Install a Ream. Install a Ream. Install a Ream.
For the hottest of hot water you've ever seen. Ream comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on. Install a Ream.
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 Ask your plumber for Ream, Australia's #1.
New to KO Sports? Get your first month for $1. Stream over 50 live sports, including F1, AFL and NRL. Buck? Yeah. KO Sports. Get on board. Offer ends June 30.
A
Attention tradies and business owners. From the 1st of July, the cost of tax debt for businesses will increase significantly, which means you may face an unexpected tax bill. At La Trobe Financial, we're here to help. With a reputation for crafting flexible lending solutions, we're the first choice for small businesses and the self-employed at tax time. Don't let traditional lenders hold you back. Talk to your broker or visit latrobefinancial.com.au/loans today. Terms, conditions, fees, charges and La Trobe Financial lending criteria apply.
Were you injured at work and work cover has cut your weekly payments? For advice on all of your entitlements, including lump sum compensation, call Arnold Thomas and Becker Lawyers. And if you don't win, there's no fee.
Right now, there's a huge demand for qualified tradies and people in mining. But no stress. If you've got the skills but no formal qualifications, you could still be in the running. Trade Skills Australia can help. Their RPL program can validate your skills, gaining you formal recognition so you can start your career from the right point. Hurry, while the demand's hot. Secure your future with RPL. Apply today. Search tradeskillsaustralia.com.au. RTO code 45637.
Doors Plus stock take sale is now on. Thousands of doors must go this weekend. Plus, we can fit, paint, stain and deliver up to 50% off in every store. Visit a showroom for a free measure and quote. Ends Monday. Doors Plus.
No fuss. Chasing some extra legroom and premium seats this footy season? Fans who know best choose Sixt for all their vehicle rental needs. Whether you're looking to make game day travel smoother than a handball or want to give your holiday rental car a luxury touch, we have the right vehicle for you. At Sixt, we'll have you out on the road, not stuck on the sidelines. And das ist good. So travel like a premiership player this season. Book today at sixt.com.au.
Distracted drivers won't see the fine coming. If you use your phone illegally while driving, chances are you will be caught. Anywhere, anytime, anyone. Drive safely for everyone. A message from the TAC.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Lighting, fans, electrical. They've got the gear for every job. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
The Pies are 12 points up at quarter time. 5-1-31 to 3-1-19. The Saints. A couple of goals to Big Darcy Cameron. Days is in the house with Sarah Hosking, Big Tim, Ashley Chill. Let's go downstairs straight away. Bob Jane Teamarts. Alex, we think the Pies, a bit of activity on the sub bench.
Yes, bit going on. So Lockie Sullivan, Collingwood sub, has taken the warm-up top off. That is after Beau McCreary went into the rooms late in the first quarter, waiting to hear from the Pies what that injury is, but his night is officially over. We also had that dramatic withdrawal for St Kilda, Mateus Philippou coming to the bench minutes before the first bounce. Pretty emotional as a calf injury that he was returning from flared up. So then we had Ryan Burns coming off the emergency list and into the game. The Saints sub tonight is Toby Travalia.
Alrighty, so Bob Jane Teamarts, of course, have a great buy three, get one free plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. Days and Sarah, interesting first term and a bit of a drama at the start of the game with, of course, the pull-out from Philippou. So that's all done now. Burns is the sub.
Yeah, not ideal for Saints. And again, we've seen them have a little bit of a good start early on, but towards that second half of the quarter, Collingwood definitely started to dominate more, and it was just the way that they're able to transition that ball from D50 to forward 50, get their looks inside 50, and they've been able to execute once they are inside 50. Saints struggling at the moment to keep the ball in their forward half and dominate that forward territory. They just need to get a few more looks up forward if they can keep the ball there, get some of their smalls a little bit lively. Sharman's had a little bit of an influence early on. They're doing well at their contested possessions and winning the ball.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Second term underway. Marshall taps down. And as far as Cameron, he slaps it out the back. And then Windhager jams it forward on the right booter. Tumbling ball inside 50. Here is Sharman on cue. He's handled out wide to Wood. He's tackled by Perryman. Higgins flicked it up to Owens, who was bumped on the kick. And he hit the belly of the ball and put it straight ahead out of bounds on the full. So free kick Josh Dacos, left back pocket. Early stages of this second term, Pies by 12.
Travali is the sub, of course, for the Saints. I think I might have said Burns as we were discussing the Philippou exit before the game. Long kick. And no mark in a big pack. Wanganeen Miller are behind it for the Saints' sake, but another little re-entry. It's a wide kick out in the full. No, touched. I don't know. Days were about in the same spot. What do you reckon?
Well, yeah, it was either out on the full or Jack Higgins needs to apologise to that lady who knocked the hot dog out of the handoff.
Yeah, that was looked a fair way out. So it's a boundary throw in. The Saints lock it inside their forward 50.
He's a specialist at that, Jack Higgins. He's kicked goals from that spot too. As the ball's tossed back in, long, good handball, releases Dacos, who twists backwards, then kicks laterally. It's not going to find a target. It's in front of Hall for the Saints, who gathers on the bounce. He twists back boundary side and then goes on the left. Darting ball, grubbing ball along the turf. And then it's picked up. It's handball cut off by Crisp. Releases side bottom. Now Long under pressure. Just got the handball surging forward. Nick Dacos, and they're out here, the Pies.
Long kick towards half forward. It's going to fall short, and Wilkie read it beautifully coming in. Left his man and said, I'll just take that.
Jamie Elliott's numbers, please, Truman.
Jamie Elliott for Triple M at Red Z. 2 disposals, scoreless.
Outside 5.
Scoreless, Jamie Elliott. Kamanides got it now from Wilkie. He plays on, goes onto the right boot, kicks across the wing outer side of the ground. Keeler used his body well. Just couldn't complete the mark. Good pressure from Moore, who went with him and slapped the ball out of bounds.
So those tackles are 21-4 Collingwood's way. They're plus 15 at quarter time. It's the most number of tackles in terms of differential for Collingwood ever against the Saints in a quarter.
It's a happy Ash Chua on the Triple M Reds end and the lending stats after the Roos one earlier today.
Spar on.
Absolutely. Mrs. Chu is eagerly awaiting Daisy. Thought about deviating when I left the G, but committed to Triple M footy, of course.
After the cashy.
Always committed. Word is you texted Giles and said, can I go home? Spar's more important right now. Free kick in the middle of the ground to the Pies. Long. What about the handball off to Houston, but he doubles back. He's right next to the centre circles as he just floats a little kick wide. Josh Dacos, his numbers early too. He's been busy.
He has 10 touches.
Goes wide to half forward, finds Houston, who's leaped forward. He's about 80 from home. He just decides to pull the kick. It's a spearing ball, and Taru on debut for the Saints kills it out of bounds, 25 around from the Pies goal.
You'll like him, Tim. He's going to be a player. Obviously taken high up in the draft last year, picked 10 at a Gippy Power. The Warragul Dusties, there's a fair few of the lads downstairs. They've got the Viking horns on, having a great time.
Boundary throw in, Cameron and Marshall. Marshall grabs it in the back pocket, got a scrubby kick out to McRae, wrapped up by Crisp, and he released himself from Crisp, went back and grabbed the footy again and hand pass to Wilkie. Wilkie's long kick outside has been marked by Quainer. He goes inboard with a short kick to Howe, who stands on the wing and spins the foot in his hand before a low drilling drop punt inside.
Inside 50, spoiled by Wilkie. Little quick handball Wilson, and then it's kicked outside 50. Only travelled about 8 metres, but the mark's been paid right on the attacking 50 to Houston.
You just have a look at the way that when Saints are trying to work the ball out, they're having pressure applied from Collingwood. Absolutely no time and space to get the disposals out, which is causing those turnovers. And on the flip side, Collingwood are able to get those quick hands out and just create that ball movement.
168 games for the Power. His 11th game tonight for the Pies. He loads up from 53. He hasn't got the journey, and the fist comes through and kills it through for a minor. 5 goals, 2-32 now, Collingwood. St Kilda 3-1-19. 4.5 gone, second term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Lighting, fans, electrical. They've got the gear for every job, Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
Just back onto your young fella there, Timmy boy. He had the number 1 vertical leap at the draft camp.
He did.
94 centimetres and loves taking hangers. So keep your eye out on him tonight. He'll launch at some stage.
Apparently pretty good over 20 metres too in the 20-metre sprint. He got a pretty good time trial.
And the sub is 6:42 so 6:36, decent enough.
Nick, move out.
193 centimetres for those playing along at home.
Move out of the area.
Swedish heritage.
The Flying Viking, that's what they call him.
His mum Sven and his dad Lars.
All that happening, and the ball went out and come back in, and Mychik took a mark.
Own a
for the
couple
Pies.
of Ikeas.
And he's, oh no. And he goes long with a drop punt that doesn't come back enough and through for a point. Collingwood 5-3-33, 3-1-19 the Saints, 5.5 second term. On the Beacon Trade scoreboard. Bob Jones, Peamarts, Alex.
I've heard from Collingwood it is hamstring awareness that has seen Bo McCreary subbed out. It's his right hammy that's now iced up.
Saints down the other wing, but only as far as Howe. Just takes that uncontested and now sends him back into the attacking half. Ball through the hands of Hoskin Elliott's ball came from Sinclair, and umpire says chopping the arms. So free kick, Hoskin Elliott. Tucked in on the boundary line, 65 from home. His eyes are darting. He comes inside laterally to Dacos, 60 from home. Sends it into the pocket. It's all timber there. And taken in the one pluck by Cameron, who's already kicked 2 tonight. He'll go back to kick his third and extend the lead for the Pies.
What are we talking here in career highs, Stu?
Yeah, Darcy Cameron, his PB is 4 majors. Spot on, Daisy.
So he's well on track for that. I like the fact that he's going and plonking himself right in the pocket there. So every time the Pies have a slow play outside forward 50, that's just an option just to pull the kick a little bit to his advantage. And so far, Rowan Marshall not near him.
Who else has kicked 4 before?
Robbo's kicked 5. And Daisy's kicked 4.
So Cameron on the runway, left of the dial. And he's pushed it out to the right-hand side. Skinny on a score, 5-4-33. The Saints 3-1-19, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
McCreary, hamstring awareness.
Yeah.
What is hamstring awareness? But he off early in the second term.
You'd have some tightness or some sort of... He might have had an issue and stopped looking at it.
Well, you're the expert on hamstrings.
Yes. Trust me, I've got some awareness.
She's got a lot of awareness.
Arguably, she doesn't know when the awareness is.
Yeah.
She knows when it's
It's either
off
on
the
the
bone.
bone or off the bone.
So the in-between bit, Bass.
Yes. All right.
I'll come back to you later.
5-4-34 the Pies, 3-1-19 the Saints. The ball is rolled out here for the broadcast swing, out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Yes.
So Cameron will be in the ruck against Marshall. Ball bounced past both players to Jack Steele. Over to Bradley Hill by hand. Hand pass back to Rowan Marshall. Long kick for the Saints to half forward. Bounced into the arms of Sharman. Vacant goal square. He goes long and running back with a fly to the footy was Mason Wood. And he marks 5 metres out. And he plays on, hooks it across, kicks the goal. Saints doing okay. Saints are doing all right. They're 4-1-25. The Pies are 5-4-34. That's all happening on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Lighting fans, electrical, they've got the gear for every job. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
It's good reward for effort there from Mason Wood. He hasn't had too many disposals in this game or any influence so far. I think he's only had the 2 so far, but his ability to work all the way down, it was a quick outlet, and again Sharman just kicking from the top part of the 50. He just had the good awareness to know that Mason Wood was out by himself running towards goal, and again Saints just closing the bridge. They're doing well to keep the scoreline the way it is, because they have been dominated for a lot of the game, and the way that Collingwood's being able to move the ball. Again, St Kilda able just to hold on so far at the moment.
First goal of the second term to the Saints. Margin back to 9 points to the favour of the Pies. Back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Marshall with the tap, only as far as Pendlebury. Just swung around. He releases the handball, and then Stocker collected high. Umpire says play on. Cameron having a day out. Got it to Nick Dacos, who pokes the kick wide. And he's got Edward Allen, 70 from home.
Edward Allen.
Yes.
Big Tim.
Big Edward.
Yep, he's got it. Got the headband on, Edward. He goes for the right foot drop punt towards full forward. Big pack will fly. Elliott in front of that. He went right underneath the footy. Long tried to tap to Bobby Hill. Couldn't quite trap it. And players put their head over the footy from both sides. The umpire will ball it up. That's about 45 around from the Collingwood goal. And the Magpies lead it by 9 points. 9.5 second term. Good crowd in here tonight at Marvel Stadium.
All up and down. Sinclair tries to jam it out of the congestion, and he's fanned it wide. And he's dumped her out on the full.
What are we looking at?
Boundary umpire takes a tumble. As the kick goes up to the 50, Cameron couldn't pick it up off the toes. Marshall, tunnelling handball, missed the target. Turnover, Dacos. Elliott now long, chains up with Lipinski, who snaps around the left shoulder. Clinical footy from the Pies. Lipinski with the major. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Pies 6-4-40, Saints 4-1-25.
Well, again, they targeted Cameron in the pocket. It wasn't the best kick as the umpire went pass up. And from there, it was just rocking up in numbers. Sort of almost rugby style, the way they gave the handball to the next receiver in line, one after the other. Went from sort of the 50-metre sign where the Telstra logo is there, inboard, and then Lipinski was the one wrapped around the corner. Snap, snag. Thank you very much.
So Ripper goal for Lipinski, returning, and the Magpies break that out to a 15-point lead for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy, don't forget Ream Hot Water. Hot Water needs replacing. Go for one that's steady.
Steady, is it?
Shut up, Tim. Go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install it, bro. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy. We're underway. Long kick towards forward 50. Bradley Hill's got it. Hand pass out from half-back towards Clark. And a pack forms over the footy. The umpire to ball it up again. Just defensive side of the wing. Who are you rigging?
Oh, it's Daisy's birthday.
Oh, jeez.
We've got umpires.
What is going on out there? They're falling over. That was a different umpire.
Come on.
There was no one near him. He was 10 metres in the clear. He just fell over.
McRae kicked down the line, finds Keeler. He's building nicely in game 8. He sends a long 50-metre drop punt. The sport came how. And he kills it out of bounds sideways. Man, some of the Reds are lending stats to straighten us up.
Just keep banging about these tackle numbers. It's now 25 to 5, which is unheard of.
Yes.
We know Collingwood are number one for differential in the territory battle, 21 to 14, the inside 50s.
Yep.
5 tackles for the Saints in a quarter and a half.
Unbelievable.
It's got him excited. For the tackles today. He's starting to harp on it. Andrew throw in. Side bottom. Wanganeen Miller. A little hand pass McRae. And he gets an up and under for the Saints inside forward 50. Again a pack of 6. Oh, Owen went over the top of the pack. Nearly Tim Watson style tracking the footy. And Houston grabbed the ball close to the boundary line. His hand pass under pressure was pushed as he hand passed and went out of bounds.
Isaac Darcy.
So around about 45 around from the Saints goal. They're 4-1. It's 25 and the Pies are 6-4-40.
Any opportunity to slide in a Bombers quote. You're there, Barry. There's the Sharon back in through the legs along. Hill on the up to McRae. 60 from home. He swings onto the left. That's a Wern burner. Owens did well, brought it to ground. Josh Dacos, look away handball. Houston, duck through the tackle, taken down. Umpire says, give it to me.
Thank you.
40 out from the Saints goal. Travelled 13 in this second term. Pies 6-4-40. St Kilda 4-1-25.
Thrown up, massive pack underneath it again. Little hand pass Pendlebury outside the pack, but he's given it straight back to the Saints. And Stocker will load up and kick towards full forward. Running with the fly to the footy. Oscar Elliott couldn't claim it. Butler did, front and square, turns, cross the body, puts it through from 35. He's got a couple, and the Saints have got 5. 5-1-31. And the Magpies, so they're just sticking with them at the moment. They're 6-4-40. And that's all on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. We're about 13 and a half minutes now into the second term.
Well, they look very dangerous, St Kilda, in sort of a weird way when they're inside forward 50. So it's not the open air play, it's not the clean, crisp, lovely play, but when it hits the deck, they've got numbers showing up, their pressure's been decent enough, and I'd assume, man, they're not winning the inside 50s, but their efficiency's probably been better.
Super efficient, 17 entries, but they've kicked 5 goals. And that's an area where they've been lacking in terms of scoring efficiency this year as well, as you know, Daisy. Bottom 3.
And when they've been able to score quite well from stoppage tonight, I believe I think that's either second or third goal from stoppage.
Yeah, third major from a stoppage, 2 of those inside their attacking 50.
Back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. That's a great bounce by the umpire. Marshall takes advantage and then jams it around his body. Inside 50, Butler again, had it knocked out of the midst. Dacos scrambled out. Clark trying to lock it in with Perryman. They wrestle. And umpire says, let's toss it up. 45 around from the Saints goal. They're kicking to the right of the dial this quarter. Halfway through this second term, Pies leading by 9, and the free kick goes to the Pies. What'd you see, Baz?
Let descend again.
Or was it delay of game?
Yeah, perhaps, yeah. It was
so Rowan Marshall had the ball thrown to him instead of the umpire.
Yeah,
it was.
fair enough.
There you go.
Off half back. Long kick will come from Chris. In fact, it went to Myercheck, and it went out of bounds off his hand. So a boundary throw in. True wing position, broadcast side of the ground. If you're just joining us, there was a late out for the Saints. About 3 minutes before the first bounce, Filippo went down to the rooms and was dropped out of the side very, very late. So walked the boundary and looked pretty upset about it. Boundary throwing, tapped down back towards Chris, who dove on top of the footy. And now we've got 6-8 players just trying to track this loose pill. Behind the packer was McStay, got an underground kick to Long. Long's little short one inside forward 50. Right to Myercheck, goes one way then the other, then back the other way. Hand pass to Elliott, who's been swamped all night tonight. As Wilkie picks it up, and a little hand pass and the kick will come out to Bradley Hill, who marks on defensive 50.
Just spots up Windhager. They've got the numbers everywhere. Sinclair, McRae, too slow. Mown down side bottom on his bum. Got the handball out. The umpire plays holding the ball. Well, tackle wasn't really stuck. He was on his backside. But regardless, side bottom. Peels and goes. He's 60 from home. About 5 in from the boundary. He looks into the spine. Nice little ball. It's offhand, front and centre. Long, twisting, turning. Got himself into a pickle. And then a tumbling ball out wide. Sits for Perryman, who sizes him up and kicks the goal. He leaped forward, Perryman provided the option, and he didn't disappoint for Collingwood. 7-4-46, the Saints by 131. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
We're going to look on the Harvey Norman, the pressure coming out from the Pies, the turnover. Side bottom had the first crack at McRae was coming over the top. Not sure he disposed of it correctly. You happy enough with that?
I would have said he did dispose of it because Sidebottom tried to lay the tackle but didn't actually stick the tackle. So McRae sitting down on his bum has given off a tiny little handball, but he's been called holding the ball for it. So I think it was a wrong call from the umpire. A little bit unfortunate there.
Have you got possessions inside forward 52?
Certainly do. It's 20-19 Collingwood's way.
And what about the pressure factor at the moment? So I feel like in that first quarter, Collingwood's was really high. Second quarter, they're starting to pick up again.
They are 2:04 in this second quarter, the Magpies.
McDonald's and Ream, hot water. Triple M Rocks footy, bounce good. And tap down from the ruckman, bounce back towards Rowan Marshall. And he gives it over towards, he's kicked towards half-forwards, been cut off by Edward Allen, who delivers the ball to the outer side wing, and Hoskin Elliott takes the mark for the Pies. And it's real short, about 15 metres.
Stay with him.
He gives it to Lipinski. Lipinski goes very short to Josh Dacos. And he's about 65 from home. So short, chipping balls, and the opportunity now for the Pies to go just inside forward 50 to Pendlebury. Another short kick, and he marks about 47 metres out on a slightly better than 45-degree angle.
Sorry, Josh.
How's the Rolls-Royce go from here, Dace?
Oh, you know what? I'm not going to say he won't kick it because he can do everything.
Yep.
If he had a slightly adventurous bone in his body, he'd go to the top and bring the crowd to their feet, but probably a late pulled kick through the team thing.
So he wanders in, and he's gone for home. He's given everything he's got, and he's fluffed it all right, Dace. Oh, but look at him. And as D. Thomas said, he can do anything. And he did. 8-4-52 Collingwood, 5-1-31 St Kilda. Good game of footy. Still 8.5 minutes left to play in the second term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
How was the sound of it?
He's nice.
Just flush.
Really good switches.
He's a smooth mover, he is. Pendlebury is absolutely outstanding. Just the way that he keeps continuing to grow his game. They throw him around into different positions, the way that he used to be able to compete and contest the ball. You know, you look at him now and how he moves across the ground. He just doesn't look like he's easing up at all. But you have a look at Collingwood and the way that they've been able to generate some of their scores. This quarter in particular, they've scored 21 points. Of all of those points have come from turnover. So Drew spoke about their pressure rating before. It's all coming as a result of their pressure off the ball and they're being able to convert off it.
Harvey Norman replay was tinkling the ivories.
He was
tinkling the ivories.
Playing the piano.
What was going on there, Dave?
Tickling something.
Had the organ out. He was playing a bit of Bach. So back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Cameron down. Rode beautifully here. Nick Dacos, who just swivels back, takes a couple of bounces, third bounce, and then sends the kick low, flat inside 50. Taru, the boy on debut, takes his first intercept mark, and he immediately fans the kick wide and finds Caminiti.
Are they giving him the ruse already? Was that okay?
Yes. How many's he got? Ash, Alex Taru.
Second mark, second kick.
And out of bounds on the full goes. Oh, out on the full, wasn't it? A metre and a half out right in front of you down there, Alex.
Oh, he's coughing it too.
Alex, was that out in the full, Bob JT Marts?
I reckon that he marked it inside. I do. I really do. And then he slid.
Higgins has got it. Kicked the Saints inside forward
Don't say that too loud down there, Alex.
I've got to watch my back. Need some security.
Rowan Marshall's taking a Mark 40 out.
She needs a bodyguard, Barry. Get down there.
Just be careful, Alex.
Just got hit in the head with the back of the hot dog.
All right, 11 points up the pie. So this kick from Rowan Marshall will bring it back to one solitary kick, which is magnificent for the Saints. 21 minutes second term. We're having a crack here at Marvel. Rowan Marshall starts to wander in the big ruckman. What can he do? 45 metres out. He's pushed it right. Does it come back? No. The roar and the happiness came from the Collingwood cheer squad behind the goal. 5-2-32 plays 8-4-52. There's a lead to the Magpies by 20 points, Ash. 21 and a half minutes second term.
Choice Hotels, Ash, earlier today.
Earlier today, Sydney defeated Port Adelaide by 19 points and the Kangaroos by 11 over the Blues at the G in front of 56,000 fans.
Long from Quaynor outside 50. Manganese Miller flew. Elliott at the spill. He's corralled by Clark. Knocked out of his mitts. And now Hall, slippery little handball to Marshall. Back inside 50 Saints. Push came from Butler. No whistle coming. He slides in, traps it. Got it to Wood, who snaps a goal and kicks his second. They just kept surging forward, the Saints. Margin back to 14 points to the favour of the Pies. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, they're on their way back, Saints. I get the sense that they could be marching soon, Big Tim. He's getting excited. We just have a look at the way that Saints were able to transition that ball. They used the boundary, got the ball inside 50. They centred the ball, and it was great groundwork from Dan Butler, who just was able to stop the ball. He had enough pressure coming from behind, but then he had Jack Higgins on one side and Mason Wood coming to the top of the square. He was able to just pick the ball up that was stopped from Dan Butler, kick it on his left, a little swing around the body. It was a great finish from Saints.
Nice Harvey Norman replay. For the best clearance deals, go Harvey Norman. Upsize your TV, upgrade your tech, update your home. Harvey Norman clearance, best bands, best prices guaranteed. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy, bounces good. Penderbury bottom of the pack, shuffle the hand pass off to Nick Dacos, and he goes long towards half forward. Wilkie again read that beautifully. He just sprinted away from Billy Elliott and confidently took the mark. Across to Clark, who goes across half back, and Caminiti marks and hand passes off to Wanganeen Miller. He got dragged down by the shorts and the footy heads to the boundary line. And goes out of bounds halfway between wing and half forward for the Pies.
There's a bit more of that pressure. One thing I am noticing in that centre square bounce, so you've got Scott Pendlebury and Steele side bottom. Nick Dacos is the other one. So we know that Windhager's going with him everywhere. Now Nick Dacos is just starting in one spot and he's leaving knowing that Windhager will follow with him, and that becomes the hit zone. So Pendlebury, side bottom, getting to that spot all by themselves.
Ball back in, Clark. Found his way through the traffic. Steele, Burns. The late emergency activated for Filippo. Now down the line to Hall, who immediately arches the back. Sends a long drop punt. Wood couldn't stick it, but he had the arm shots. He's kicked a couple, Mason Wood, and he'll go back from 35, 10 metres in from the boundary.
Saints just able to win the ball there from that stoppage. Jack Steele involved too. True, can you give me his numbers? Because he's been very quiet early on. He's spent a little bit of time on Steele side bottom.
5 disposals, 3 clearances.
His shoulders are a bit shallow here as he snaps. Oh, geez, that's horrible. It's a wobbly one. Goes up. Oh, almost Mark Stark couldn't bring it down. Now the handball out wide. It's mopped up. Burns got the kick away. It ricochets back to him. He's in the pocket. He sends it back to the spine. He's turned it over. Nick Dacos with a mark.
What if Burns is going to have one of those stories where he's in the rooms eating 1 million hamburgers? He got tapped on the shoulder.
You've had a few of those, Baz.
Oh, yeah, I've had plenty of them. Wanganeen Miller.
Where's Barry? He's got 6 burgers.
Except I was never called the plug. So a turnover for the Saints.
Go on all the way.
Gone straight to Nick Dacos, had 2 bounces. He's 70 from home, kept the eyes low. He went to Billy Elliott, and it fell short to Caminiti Billy's.
He had a 5v1 inside 50.
Yes, he did. And it's just check from the Caminiti kick. Has juggled Mark 45 out. He's about 8 metres inside the boundary line. It's turnover city here at the moment.
What other turnovers, Ash?
Well, the turnovers, if you look at the score sources, basically what have we got here? 46 points have come from turnover combined, which is not out of the ordinary.
Appreciate it, Ash.
That's all right.
Looked you in the face, laughed.
He did too. He loved it. Tim's not happy with it. 45 minutes. Oh, it's going to come back, my check. The nice kick goes across the face.
Too far.
In the end. And through for a point. 8-5-53 Collingwood. 6-2-38 the Saints. Entertaining Saturday night at Marvel Stadium. 26-second term. On the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Geez, that was really non-Nick Dacos-like, wasn't it? Shoulders out, running inside forward 50. Had 5 options and chose the 6th.
Yeah, you had him for goal of the year, I reckon, Days, in the second.
Yeah, I think the Raw that went up, I think he thought he might have been getting chased down.
Wanganeen Miller sends the kick to half forward. Keeler with a launch. Couldn't stick it. It's mopped up on the spill. Little kick from Hall's a beauty. Spots up Mason Wood, who's everywhere inside 50 at the moment. Slight angle, 35 from home.
It's great hands from Max Hall, who just picked up that ball at full pace. Right on the ground, took the leg speed, ran about 20 metres before he kicked it.
He's already kicked 2 in his second term. What are his stats, Ash, quickly?
He's picked up Mason Wood for Triple M Red Z lending. 5 disposals, 2 majors.
To the right of the dial. The kick on its way. Oh, and he's hung it out to the right.
Big fella.
Missed that one, Mason Wood. Let off for the Pies. St Kilda 6-3-39. The Pies 8-5-53. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Thanks, Darcy.
Set play coming.
So Josh Dacos runs out of fullback, runs out here towards the broadcast side. Kick will be close to the boundary line. Cameron hands on it. Rowan Marshall there as well. The ball goes out of bounds. Still side bottom makes sure of that. So a boundary throw in. And the Saints continue to press. 65 around from their goal. And the lead at the moment, 14 points Collingwood's way. After they had a 12-point lead at quarter time. And a few minutes left to play in this first half of game time. So another opportunity presents. Clearance, boundary throw in, stoppage. Who's going to get it? It's the Saints that'll get it through Clark. Runs back towards the boundary line, then doubles back and kicks the ball to full forward. A huge pack fly. Ground level ball. Who's got clean hands? It's long for the Pies, who picked it up nice and clean. Another hand pass comes out to Quainer, who ran off half back. Little short kick back here to the wing. Caminiti and Mychek wrestle each other off the ball. Back of the pack, Jimmy Webster picks it up.
Wanganeen Miller, spearing ball, finds that man again. Wood immediately turns and goes. The kick inside 50. Owens with a set. Couldn't quite. And front on contact, I think. A bit of free kick to Owens' right forward pocket.
They're getting a few looks, aren't they, the Saints?
Yeah, they are. They're getting a few repeat inside 50s here. They've won 8 out of the last 11 clearances as well, which is helping them generate that ball movement going forward.
Lining up for the snap here, Machito. Kick it on the left. Couple of steps, kick on its way. He's pushed it across the face. Numbers with the Pies. Brought to the front. Marshall there lurking. Higgins can't pick it up. He's taken down. And then Sharman. Men on both sides, the meat and the sandwich. We'll have a toss-up in the goal square for the Saints.
Rowan Darcy.
Thrown in the air. Big pack underneath it. Little kick out of the pack to smother it. And Webster, it spills to McRae. Clark's got it. He's tackled in the forward pocket. Chris let him go, though, and he got boot to ball. Higgins underneath it. Touch play on as he tries to claim the mark 15 metres out. And they pile in on top of Jack. And the umpire will ball it up again. This time it's 15 metres out from the Saints' goal.
Got Hill and Hall off the back of this stoppage to the Saints.
Marshall taps goal side. Probably should have come out the back. Windhager in the pocket now. Got out to Sharman. Sold some candy. Handballs to McRae, who snaps around his right shoulder. It's a worm. Ball. Wobbly one. And it might have just slammed into the post. No, just gone the wrong side. Minor score. That got you up and about, Big Baz.
I don't know. Some idiot screamed.
29 minutes gone, second term. Pies 8-5-53, leading the Saints 6-4-40. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. You right, Baz?
I thought it was going through.
Very excitable.
It was. Quainer gets a short kick in and he jumps.
Sometimes you sort of sit there and you've got a pet and you're watching a movie and you get a fright and they launch off the end of the couch. That was 2 men.
2 men went up 30 centimetres.
Sometimes I forget I'm not in the outer. Half a dozen under my belt. But anyway, 13 points up the Pies. And the ball's gone out of bounds. It's on the wing. And we've got a minute 22 left to play in this term as we head towards half-time. So, good game of footy. Triple M Super special comments. Got the great experts here today, and Sarah Hosking and Daisy Thomas. Daisy's birthday today, for those just catching up. Rowan Marshall's got it on the wing. Hand pass Clark for the Saints. Hand pass Windhager. Hand pass McRae. Got space. Kept the eyes low, and he's got his target. Oh!
Be Bicty.
And Owens, the groaning was Owens took the mark, no worries, but he got ridden into the deck by Frampton. It was close to 50, but not according to the umpire. So Owens will go back. He's on the boundary line, and he stands about 65 out, but he'll run into about 58. But it's a tight angle, and the Saints have worked hard. They have had a lot of looks late in this second term. And can Owens just slot one? It's off to the left. Does it come back? No, it does not. So 6-5-41. 2 straight kicks ahead of the Pies. They're 8-5-53. 31 and a half second term.
So the sign's being held up on the boundary.
Which one is that?
Dying minute here, Baz.
We got one.
The players know as Josh Dacos back outside 50 towards Alex Bryan on the boundary, and Myercheck. He surprised himself there. Price's 50. He held him up afterwards. They cried for it on the boundary, and the umpire paid it.
Go the top.
That'll take him inside 50. That's a big 50.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's coming back, the umpire. He says no.
Changed his mind, Big Tip.
He did, and he's got Wanganeen Miller on the mark about 53 from home. So Checkers is going to have to hit this 65. Just lofts it up to the top of the square. The big nest forms. Off hands, Hoskin Elliott. Tauru on debut. Burrowed his head down.
Well done, young man.
And the umpire says no prior. We'll have a toss-up about 20 out from the Pies goal. 11 seconds left in this second term.
Well, let's have a look at him. 16 players around it. Cameron slaps it down. Long had hands on it and lost it straight away. Whistle goes. Free kick Saints.
Yours, your ball.
So it'll be half-time here at Marvel Stadium. There's the siren. 12 points up the Pies at half-time. They're 8-5-53. The Saints 6-5-41. Daisy Thomas, Sarah Hosking. Big Tim's here tonight. We've got the Chew Man and Alex Bryant. And for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Lighting, fans, electrical. They've got the gear for every job. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
hot water needs replacing? Go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install a Ream. While Triple M rocks footy this weekend, Triple M's Rush Hour follows up with some inside mail.
Mark Blitzer. Always good to be on the Rush Hour.
My son Oscar, he sent through some stuff on you. Have you got a rabbit called Henry?
No, false.
And then the other one Oscar told me is that your dad invented the question mark.
Triple M's Rush Hour, Monday from 4 on Melbourne's Triple M. Best Sheds June sale has been extended. Score 20% off all sheds. Hurry, ends June 30. T's and C's apply.
A welcoming click of the water heating, the familiar crunch of beans grinding down, the comforting chug-chug of water being pumped, and a hot hiss softly escaping. Then, finally, a quiet drip, drop, drip, drop. A delicious coffee being brewed, just one of the everyday sounds waiting to be rediscovered. Whatever sounds you've lost, our hearing experts could help you find them again. To book a hearing appointment, search Specsavers Audiology.
Who's shaping your child's future? This Saturday, we reveal the top teachers from across the country. From classroom rituals to emotional well-being, discover the secrets behind their success. Schools and education? That's news to me. Only in the Herald Sun.
Serious question. How's your heart? You might not know, but you should know where to go if something happens to it. Cabrini. Together with over 60 cardiac specialists, Cabrini combines innovative research, technology, and rehabilitation programs with quality, compassionate care. At Cabrini, your heart is in good hands. Cabrini, for your total cardiac care. Visit cabrini.com.au.
Running an auto workshop, you spend time under the bonnet. Most times, you're under the pump. Stay on top of things with parts you can rely on, like Ryco's range of filters, engineered and tested in Australia. When a customer needs a filter, be Ryco ready.
This is a super fast recap of how many things you can get with Prime's super fast free one-day delivery. It's over 1 million, which is heaps. Free one-day delivery. It's on Prime. For Prime members on eligible orders in select areas.
Hi, Jeff Cook here. Your health is your wealth, and thousands of Australians start their day with 2 golden capsules of Nature Bee Power Pollen. What makes it different? It's potentiated pollen, a special process that breaks open the pollen's hard shell, unlocking the nutrients so your body can absorb them. I've been taking it for years and I've never felt better. Right now, buy a 2-month supply for $79.90 plus delivery and we'll give you an extra 1-month supply free. Visit naturebee.com, that's naturebee.com.
New to KO Sports? Get your first month for $1. Stream over 50 live sports, including F1, AFL and NRL. Buck? Yeah. KO Sports. Get on board. Offer ends June 30.
Who's got the goods this footy season?
Robot's got it.
Robot Building Supplies have the team to go all the way this year. Robot's been servicing the building, fencing, engineering, roofing and cabinet making industries for over 70 years now. Even if you need someone with the skill to kick a goal from 50 out, guess what?
Robot's got it.
Robot Building Supplies. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
ROBOT. Robot Building Supplies.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today.
Yes, good game on our hands here at Marvel Stadium. The Pies 8-5-53, leading the Saints 6-5-41. Tim Solly here hosting alongside Barry Denner calling the action. You've got Daisy Thomas, Sarah Hosking in the back row, Alex Bryant down boundary side, and this man, Ashley Chewer, he's been doing it for 20 plus years on the Triple M Red Z lending stats. Chew, man, what are the stats telling us about this Collingwood lead by 12 points at half time?
Collingwood leading the inside 50s 28-25. They're plus 22 in tackles, 34-12. But Saints are plus 12 in contested ball. And in that second quarter towards the end, in fact, the last 12 minutes, they had 7 out of the last 10 inside 50. St Kilda didn't capitalise, just the 1 goal for, but they also won 11 out of the last 14 clearances as well. Just some leading ball winners. Wanganeen Miller, he's had 18 disposals, going at 92% by foot, 315 metres gained. Jack McRae, he's had 15. Marshall started to come into that second quarter. He's picked up 12 disposals, along with 5 score involvements. Butler, 7 touches and a couple of goals. Wood has been busy, 7 possessions, 3 marks and 2 majors. And for the Magpies, Josh Dacos, who's averaging career-high disposals this year at 28 per game, he's racked up 17. His brother Nick has 15, and Pendlebury's also been efficient with 14 at 89% by foot and 1 major.
Well, I got you, Ash. Choice Hotels around the grounds. Choice Hotels get you more for your money, so you can check into more, get the lowest price guarantee when you book direct at choicehotels.com, and you can let it out. You can really enjoy this when you tell the punters about the Kangaroos win today.
Well, they did. They defeated the Blues by 11 points, 13-6-84. Carlton 10-13-73. North led by 46 points at 3/4 time. Well, the Palms were sweaty halfway in that second term as the Blues dominated territory. What was it? 19 inside 50s to 4. They kicked 5 goals, 5, and kept North Melbourne scoreless, but North held out by 11 points.
And the Swans, they get a few big names back today in Goulden and Papley. They head to the Adelaide Oval and they get the job done.
Defeated Port Adelaide by 19 points, 9-17-71. Port Adelaide 7-10-52. Brodie Grundy, he was number 1 rated player, 22 touches, 6 clearances, 34 hit-outs, 12 of those to advantage.
And Amati came back in the side too, and against, I feel like that game that they played last time, he kicked 9 goals, but this time it was almost flipped on its head, right, Ash?
Plenty of scoring shots, 6 behinds, 0-6 for Amati, Sarah.
And I think he had a few extra shots on goal.
I think he had 9 shots on goal.
Yeah, so
total, missed 3 out on the falls or didn't make the journey. Halftime break here for Specsavers Audiology. Specsavers Audiology, rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with the Specsavers hearing expert today. The great Sarah Hosking in the house, AFLW superstar with the Tigers. Hosco, big battle between the rucks here today, Cameron and Marshall, and probably Cameron's got the chocolates here early.
Yeah, I definitely think so. What he's been able to do is not just get that around the ground territory, but he's been able to impact on the scoreboard as well. He's had the 2 goals, so once he's pushed forward, he's been a target up forward, and they've been able to capitalise on that. So I think we've seen Marshall as well. His form this year has dropped a lot. He had a shot on goal, but what he's typically done really well has been influential around the ground, and then he had been able to score from goals. I think he's only kicked the 3 goals this season, and he had now after that behind, he's got 8 behind. So his scoring accuracy is significantly dropped, and I guess that's something that Saints are missing, is that really influential ruck who dominates. You see, obviously North and True Man's Kangas, Tristan Sherry, he's one that stands out to me. You look at Max Gawn, and those rucks that can really dominate, that then push forward and kick goals are quite significant in the way that the game is played.
We know Jamie Elliott's had a fantastic year. He's kicked out bags of 5 on multiple occasions. He's been well held tonight, and up the other end, in the same breath, Jack Higgins hasn't been able to hit the scoreboard either. Yeah, both of them. But what I think with your smalls like that is it's scary, because we know that they don't need a full game to impact. So often they kick, they can kick a bag of goals and kick 2 or 3 within a quarter. So I guess the scary thing is once the ball gets out, at the moment Collingwood have been able to be so direct going forward and use their tools. Obviously Cameron kicking 2, but McStay getting on the board, Lipinski through the midfield. But at the moment they haven't needed Jamie Elliott. So I think the scary part is that can happen. At the moment, Saints are trying to use a bit of Jack Higgins. The ball's hitting the deck. He's getting close. He's touching it. He's almost near goals. But I think for Saints, it's just that execution inside 50. They just use Mason Wood, I think, about 6 or 7 times as a target inside 50. But using different channels and watching when they get the ball. They've had a few shots from that really narrow area of the boundary. Owen's had it twice, where if they can have a little look about another 10, 20 metres inside and hit a target, then they're looking like they're going to score from goals. Wanganeen Miller, 18 touches here to half-time. Has he been as damaging tonight as he has been in other games? And what's your read on him staying at the Saints?
Look, I'm going to start with my read on him staying. As a childhood Saints supporter, and for my dad's sake, I want to say yes, he will. I think you see some of the talk that's come out, during the week, and he has also said he loves what Saints doing and he does want to stay there. So, I can see your face too, Victim. Well, you look at some of the contracts being thrown around. How much can Saints throw at him? Because to be fair, I think he is one of those influential players. The hardest part is watching what he does on the ground. At times, his disposal efficiency may be missed. Now, I don't think it's from lack of trying. At times, I think it's lack of positioning from his teammates around him and the way that predictability from his teammates can move the ball forward. So, don't get me wrong, a couple of the times it is his fault, but I think just when he is damaging, you can see what he can do to change and influence a game. And again, I think 18 disposals so far, I think he's got the potential to influence the game if he gets firing.
Time for the Amy Clanger, Hosco, and you'll like this. It was good that Bro McCreary went off the ground early, so you won't feature in this one tonight. When clangers happen, it's lucky you're with Amy. This is how it happened in the first half.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy. Don't forget Ream Hot Water. Hot water needs replacing. Go for one that's steady.
Steady, is it?
Shut up, Tim. Go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install it.
It's heady, hot and strong, according to Barry. And it's, you know what, Hosco? This isn't the first time that our man Barry Denner has done this. He is a serial offender when it comes to this stinger. Let's play one earlier in the year.
Ask for Australia's favourite brand that comes on heady, hot, steady, that'd be. Steady, hot and strong.
I told you, Hosco, it's not the first time he's done this. This is becoming a regular thing for our man Barry.
Nothing better than seeing it happen twice.
We love our friends at Ream. Steady, hot and strong, make no mistake about it. Half-time here at Marvel Stadium, and it's the Pies 8-5-53 over the Saints 6-5-41. Back with a big second half right after this for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Melbourne, start your day with
in the morning. I was very good at macrame.
Were you really?
Oh, yeah. I could
still do it?
I could make you a hanging pot.
Do you still do it at all? Or?
I couldn't turn it on and off like a tap now, but if you gave me a refresher class, what would you do? What would you be yours?
I'm terrible at it. I remember we had woodwork and metalwork class at school.
What, were you in jail?
Start your day with Mick in the Morning with Roo, Titus and Rosie. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's Triple M.
Ream, Australia's favourite hot water. Steady, hot and strong.
There are many ways to land your dream job in trades or mining. But if you've already got the skills, why wait? Get to the good stuff sooner with RPL from Trade Skills Australia. They've already helped countless of skilled but unqualified workers get certified to further their careers, earn good money, and enjoy plenty of benefits. Now, it's your turn. Join the ranks of qualified professionals. Apply for RPL now. Search tradeskillsaustralia.com.au. RTO code 45637.
If you're unable to work due to injury or illness, you may be able to claim insurance through your super fund. For advice on your entitlements, which could be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, call Arnold Thomas and Becker Lawyers. And if you don't win, there's no fee.
Oh, who's that from? A quick look won't hurt. What time are you picking up, Kate? Oh, damn it.
Saw you on your phone. License, please.
Pick up your phone while you're driving, and it's a $593 fine and 4 demerit points. Distracted drivers can be caught anywhere, anytime. A message from the TAC. Drive safely for everyone.
Take your career up a level. Gain more skills or upskill with a fully accredited training course at the Trade Institute of Victoria. Get started on a rewarding carpentry career with our Certificate 3 in Carpentry course, recognised as one of the industry's best. It's a practical alternative to apprenticeships, perfect for anyone starting out. Learn from experienced professionals in state-of-the-art facilities. Government funding is available. Search TIV to find out more. Trade Institute of Victoria, training our next generation of builders. RTO 21920.
Kubota season kicks off now. Score big for your business with a Kubota construction range. Excavators, skid steers and truck loaders. Built to take the win on any work site. Get to your Kubota dealer fast. Season ends June 30th.
Got equipment to sell? Ritchie Brothers helps you reach more buyers and get the best returns. With auctions happening year-round, we connect sellers with thousands of bidders from the construction, transport and agriculture industries. Sell with the best. Sell with confidence. More buyers, better results. It's that simple. Reach more, get more with Ritchie Brothers. Start selling today at rbauction.com.au.
Your business is growing. So why are you drowning in tax debt? Hi, this is Simone from Your Business Angels. Disorganised accounts, poor billing and unaccountable staff can be like a ball and chain holding your business back. At Your Business Angels, we can sort your tax issues and streamline your business to free you up so you can focus on growth. Step up to profit. Call 1300 982 559 today. Your Business Angels. Repair the past. Rescue the future.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Make your next caravan a Titanium Caravan. Proudly Australian made and owned. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Yes, half-time break coming to a close here at Marvel Stadium. 8:5:53 the Pies. They lead by 12 points over the Saints. 6 goals, 5-41. This quarter brought to you by the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Looking for a luxurious, tough off-road caravan? Explore Australia like never before in a Titanium Caravan, where rugged durability meets premium comfort. Australian made and 100% Australian owned, built for the toughest terrain and with superior quality and ultimate luxury. Make your next caravan a Titanium Caravan. Dale Thomas. And interesting first half. The Pies up by 12 points. Your old footy club, but the Saints had some opportunities late in that second term. They had a lot of looks.
They did. The concerns were the looks that they got on ground level and when the ball hit the deck. So that's usually an area that the Pies are strong enough in. So if they get enough ball inside forward 50, you hear the Saints. It's certainly game on, and they're doing a really good job. I think Ash mentioned it. They're stopping the transition of the Pies. So they haven't gone D50 into inside forward 50 once this game so far, which is really, really down on what they usually do because they are so efficient and proficient in doing that. Shapes up as a good second half, Baz, and we love it here under the lid. There's a good turnout as well.
Yeah, it is a good turnout. We had a lot of talk about the Kangaroos win over Carlton today, but that Swans win over Port Adelaide. They've got a few back, of course, led by Errol Goulden. And was that a little bit of a glimpse today of what the Swans could have been in 2025?
Yes. I think sort of we got a glimpse of what they could have been, but also what Port are at times as well. So not a whole lot to read into both those form lines, I don't think. Unfortunately for the Swans, they haven't had a couple of their stars out there, and I think it's just gone to show the lack of depth that they have at times in that football side because, Goulden was the one before. I don't think he missed a game last year, and his numbers across the board in all sorts of areas. He was top 5 in nearly every stat that they had and top couple in most of them. So he's the real link player, and especially at that SCG ground. Obviously, when he gets up there, he just really links up the field, and they were good enough today to get a win against Port.
All right, let's go downstairs. Both sides are out on the ground. I have to throw to Alex Bryant because my co-commentator, Big Tim Stoley's got a bit of a track record of getting this wrong. So let's have a little listen to some of these.
You got Kate McCarthy in the house with the People's Caller, Barry Denner, Ashley Chewer. He's like the furniture here at Triple M. 20 years. Belinda Mellon's down on the boundary. And Tim Stoley here calling the action.
Sorry?
Oh, that's.
Wow.
We've got to sort of rule out.
Gee, that's a while ago.
Sort of stuff. We've got to rule that out, Tim. Seriously. Alex Bryant downstairs for Bob J.T. Marts.
One time he actually said, "Here's our lady of the night."
Oh.
And I let it go.
Yes.
Oh, it sounds like
at the time, Daisy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And I just wondered if he really knew what that meant. But anyway, it's an entertaining night, isn't it? We have had Beau McCreary subbed out for Collingwood. That was with hamstring awareness. So Lockie Sullivan is in. Toby Travaglia, the unactivated Saints sub. But the big story tonight was Mateus Philippou in tears. He was withdrawn from the game just minutes before the first bounce as he was meant to return from a round 12 calf injury. So really upsetting for him.
Thanks, Alex. Bob Jane T-Marts, of course, have great buy-through, get one free plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply.
Just on the Swans, Baz, they've got the Bulldogs and then the Dockers the next week. So we'll get a better read. They're 2 games outside the top 8 at the moment. We'll get a good read on Sydney over the next fortnight, you'd feel. Got the birthday boy, Daisy Thomas, in the house. What are we expecting here, Daisy, in the second half?
I am hopeful that St Kilda can continue to challenge the Pies. The Pies are so good, and we've seen this season, you're in the arm wrestle until you're not, and there's only a 4 or 5 minute burst that they can put sides away. But the way that St Kilda are going about it, they need to lift those tackle numbers and a bit of pressure around the pill. They get inside forward 50 and they're looking dangerous. So fingers crossed it turns into a cracker for us because so far it's been so good.
Well, we've all been smashed tonight.
Yeah.
And Tim's, I just had a, roll one out for Tim. He got hold of me. Days, you've been thrown under the bus. Sarah Hoskins, she's had previous form here, particularly with Collingwood.
Now they don't convert, but that turnover started with Beau McCreary out on the wing. Just that pressure that he allowed to come up to the ball carrier. Again, he's known for his strength.
Who was that again?
Shut up.
Make sure you get through the drive-through tonight to get the all-new mix shut up.
Yeah.
You can all get stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Now we're all Can we have a clean second half now? We've all got it.
We've cleared the decks, Barry.
Right, Tim, you kick us off respectfully.
Let's do it. Making their debut. It's the new McWings from Macca's, from McDonald's, and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. The ball tapped down to Steele, and he's immediately held up. So Sharon will go back up. Marshall wins the tap down to Steele. He's again carried to the turf. Right inside the centre circle. Umpire thought about it. And he says, give it back to me. I'll toss it up. You just joined us. Start of the third term here. Collingwood by 12 points. Cameron taps down. Windhager got something to it. And then Edward Allen just handballs to advantage. Fall into the turf. A little flick up handball to Marshall. He decides to tumble end over end. Sharman, a bit hot. Lost it and then found it again. Loopy handball wide to Wood, who just floats one forward for Hill. 60 from home, looking inside 50, scanning, high ball, not to advantage, 2 on 2, ball off a couple of hands, it's at ground level, scrappy, can they make it happen here, the Saints? Owens! Mitch Owens snaps the goal inside the first minute of this third term, and the Saints claw back the lead, 7-5-47. The Pies 8-5-53, Triple M, titanium caravan scoreboard.
Well, it's another goal from the Saints after it's got to ground level. Compete, get it to the deck, arrive in numbers. It hasn't been pretty, but it's been effective. And that's when they've looked the most dangerous. And it's just the story of the night so far, Oscar.
It is, and they've had a few looks from that top of the square area. I mentioned earlier that Jack Higgins, he hasn't scored the goal yet, but he's been almost, he was about 5 metres away from goal. He had the ball bobbling around and 3 Collingwood defenders on him, but he just allowed the ball to stay alive. And then it was Mitchie Owens who just collected that ball and booted on his left. As we mentioned, it doesn't look pretty, but they're making a way to score.
They are competing, the Saints, that's for sure. With a smile on Ross Lyon's face for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. So we've got a 6-point ball game. 1 straight kick. Elliott went to ground and they'll reclaim here. Wilkie's got it for the Saints. Little short ball just forward to the wing is good, and it's marked by Mason Wood. been terrific tonight. Hand pass to the running Wilkie, who's run on. Hand pass over the top to Bradley Hill. Boundary side, about 65 from home. Just off the side of the boot, working his way to the front was Owens again. Slipped to the back of the pack. Howe's got it. Little hand pass off to Josh Dacos, and a high kick for the Pies outside defensive 50.
Wilkie dropped the mark. They scrap at ground level. Pendlebury almost got it out. Handball cut off. Wanganeen Miller got it to Wilkie. Sends it back to the top of the square. Numbers with the Pies. It bounces off the chest. Front and centre Hall. Snap and goal. We're all tied up. Saints get the first two of this third term. And it's 53 apiece. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Make your next caravan a Titanium Caravan. Proudly Australian made and owned. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
The two-man, I'm going to need you to chase a stat here. Yep. So, Hosco, you feel for a moment, please.
Well, I'm just impressed with what Saints are doing. They are trying to have a little bit of a different look to go inside 50. Both times they've had the ball towards the boundary line and just being able to change lanes and just get over the back of the bubble. So they had a few players competing in the air. Again, it was outstanding from Max Hall, who's just been able to collect the ball off the ground. And again, they're just creating something out of nothing. But I'm impressed with what they're doing early on in this third quarter.
Sarah Hosking, Dale Thomas tonight. Triple M Super Special comment. Super making hard work pay off. And for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Saints open up with 2 goals in the third term. Scores a level. Out of the centre, they'll go again. McRae barrels one inside, 40 out. Punch back down towards Windhager. He went to have a standing start from Finney, changed his mind. Then he lost it in the handle. Nick Dacos picks it up. 2 bounces across half-back. Hand pass to his brother Josh. Back to Nick by hand. Low drop punt onto the chest of his teammate in Edward Allen, who marks on defensive 50.
He goes down the line. That's a nice kick from Edward. And now Elliott, right football forward. He's turned it over. We've seen a lot of that tonight, Days, just unlike the Pies.
We have, and the Saints have got this game right on their terms at the moment, so they need to make sure they certainly make hay while the sun is shining. They can't afford just to give an easy one up here.
All tied up, 53 apiece. Real game on our hands. What are the numbers telling Sash? Triple M Red Z lending stats.
Well, Saints really starting to dominate territory from the back half of that second quarter. They have had 16 out of the last 19 inside 50s.
Kick long, memory spoils. Sullivan, the sub, he's been activated. He tried to escape the tackle. Got it. Umpire says hop in the pill. Everything going the way of the Saints. It'll be the debutant, Taru.
So Taru stands on defensive 50. He's looking across half-back.
Play on.
Well, Wanganeen Miller has got his arm up, but he elects to hug the boundary line out of side with a long kick towards the wing out of side, and Owens in front of the pack.
And he's got Marshall too going forward, the real mismatch.
Long high ball inside Darcy Moore. Brilliant, got in front of Marshall, took the mark, hit the ground running. Hand pass Sullivan in the centre of the ground. Goes by hand to Pendlebury. Pendlebury a long one over the top. Lipinski's got space forward of the wing.
He's 80 from home. He just lowers the eyes. He floats it forward. Nick Dacos. Just a couple of footsteps inside the 50. Takes the marker. Drive by Houston. We know he's got a raking kick. It's curling. And he's missed right-hand side. Skinny. But they lead by a point now, Collingwood. 8-6-54. The Saints 8-5-53. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans. Make your next one a Titanium. Proudly Australian made and owned. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Wanganeen Miller up. Short from fullback, goes to his teammate in Stocker, who delivers to the outer side wing. Wood marks again, he's been terrific. Hand pass off to Wilson, runs with the footy, delivers to half forward over the head of his teammate in Sharman. Howe got a hand on the footy, but it came off his hand and went out of bounds. So the Saints lock it in their forward half, 60 out from their goal.
So they've been playing a pretty slow, long down the line brand of footy, St Kilda, but in this quarter they've sensed something. They've got Keeler, who's really stretching the ground, him and Sharman, and every time they're getting speed on the ball, they're getting in long and strong.
McRae sharks it, tumbles it inside 50. Higgins lurking, Hall picks it up. He's kicked one this term. Wilson carried down in the tackle pyramid. Edward Allen handballs it up to Pendlebury on the left. Down the line, Elliott. Oh, great spoil, Sinclair. Got the paw in at the last moment, knocked it out of bounds. 80 metres around from the Saints' goal. We've travelled 8 minutes in this third term. It's the Pies by a point.
Had 11 ground balls inside forward 50, the Saints, for 4 goals. Collingwood just the 6 ground balls for the one score.
Daisy Thomas, Sarah Hosking, Triple MC Bus Super Special comments. Saturday night at Marvel. Free kick to the Pies, holding from the boundary throw in, and Elliott's going to run away. Looks to the centre of the ground to Lipinski. They've got an open forward line. He marks just wide to the wing out here, broadcast side. Plays on, went to hand pass, changed his mind. He's gone to the lead of the big man Membry. He came off full forward. Good lead, got separation by about 2 metres, and he's marked this about 40 out. But he's only about 8 metres inside the boundary.
And he's a good chance to kick this again against his old side. But what I loved from that passage of play was just again Collingwood's ability to be able to transition the ball from one end to the other. They changed lanes twice. They were able to use that run and carry. But again, they're just able to hit those targets.
You going through or not?
Tim Membry starts to wander in over the 50-metre line. The Pies lead by a point. A couple of quick goals to the Saints to start this third term. Membry's drop punt. Does it come back enough? It's gone just across the face of goal. And off hands through for a rush point. Collingwood by 2 points. 8 minutes into the third term. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Man, is that for the entire game you're telling me Bobby Hill has not touched the prune?
That is 100% spot on, Red Z.
Wow.
Me too.
Couldn't get a kick in a horse stable. As the ball's down the outer side, off hands, Higgins got it up to Steele, who treads the boundary, runs to 80, right foot ball inside 50, more, free kick
on the shoulder.
Free kick St Kilda, Owens with ball in hand, 30 from home.
Yeah, I think you'll see on the Harvey Norman, it was just the right hand on the shoulder. Intentional. The umpire looking there and saying, yep, that is too high. Sometime between now and when he kicks it, we should get a replay.
So he kicked the goal at the 1 minute mark of this term. That was his first for the match.
Darcy Moore.
He's gone outside 50. And it's a slow, deliberate approach. He steals himself. The kick on its way. He's pushed it right across the face. Higgins was working for it.
Back to the 9.
And it's gone out on the full, so no score registered.
Stand there.
It'll remain unchanged. Pies by 2 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
He's off tonight, Mitch Owens. He has kicked the 1 goal, but I think he's had 4 shots on goal and 2 clear misses of everything.
Darcy Moore, long kick back out here to the wing for the Pies. Ground level ball grabbed by Chris. Hand pass over the top, Lipinski. And Lipinski's kick is smothered and it goes out of bounds. And a boundary throw in true wing position, broadcast side of the ground. Ash.
So concern for the Magpies, the contested ball, they're down by 20. And the past 6 rounds have been losing that particular stat by 16 per game, ranked to 18th.
They're getting challenged tonight, Marvel Stadium. It's their home game and not their usual home ground. As Steele on the wing has his hand pass smothered. Lipinski claims it just hand passed it Collingwood's way. He was trying to find his teammate in young Lockie Sullivan. Alex Bryant, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, we mentioned Bobby Hill was having a very quiet night, hasn't touched the ball yet. He's on the bench, he's looking a bit flat, getting a pump up from Myercheck.
Cameron out of the ruck, hacks it forward off the chest to Caminiti. Lipinski, his handball cut off Sinclair. Now at ground level, Clark put his head over it. He got his way out and then he just belts it about 50 metres down the line, but well read by Moore. Just too big and strong for Sharman. Marks it on the Toyota logo.
Big Darcy, the skip goes back with a footy. They are the kings of the close finishes. We're a long way from home yet, 10.5 third term. And it won't worry them that the game's tight at the moment. Webster had it and then lost it. Membry barred through the pack and pushed it 5 metres Collingwood's way, but only as far as Wilkie, who loads up, kicks back to the wing. Chris was waiting for it and marked over Rowan Marshall, and he's just forward of the wing, broadcast side for the Pies.
Just pokes a little kick wide on the 45, Lipinski, and then he lowers the eyes as well and spots up Cameron, who's leaped forward. Just caught Marshall napping, and he's taken it 48 from home, hard up on the boundary.
Well, it's a real ruckman thing here to go back and bang it home. His eyes are darting around, but at some point I think he's going to either have to settle on pulling it to the top of the goal square. There is a bit of a hole there.
Well, he's looking, eyes darting. He's not going to take a shot. He's going to go back. Almost through the fingertips.
How good a ruckman.
A bit of entertainment.
Brad Hill standing on the mark having a giggle there.
So Moore 80 from home, he points, and then he just goes the old 3-iron down the line, and there's the opposing ruckman, but there's been a free kick. It's going to go to McStay, who was dumped. As the ball was in flight, he hit the turf. What did we see, Hosco?
It was a push in the back from Rowan Marshall.
Jamie,
So free kick to Dan McStay, the ex-Lion. He wipes his hands on his shorts. He's going to snap it around the right shoulder. And he gets the job done. They get their first of this third term, the Pies. McStay's got a couple. And they extend their lead, 9-7-61. The Saints 8-5-53. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, the Harvey Norman replay. Marshall was the one that was in the hole. And it was Taru trying to just provide a little bit of cover so he didn't get the knee in the back from McStay's direct opponent. Can't be doing that. There's a lesson learnt in your first game from the young fella, but great intent, great team-first mindset, but just a little bit overzealous in doing so. And then just a tidy finish from a bloke who I hope can really get some consistency and a good run at it with no injuries, because his upside is still massive. He's class when he gets that footy inside forward 50.
8 points up the Pies. Choice Hotels around the grounds. Ash, couple of results earlier today.
Kangaroos defeated the Blues by 11 points. Sydney by 19 points over Port Adelaide.
For McDonald's, a Ream Hot Water Triple M rocks footy. Big Keeler in the ruck now for the Saints. Stepped down the ground over to Clark. He's dragged over by side bottom. Footy spilled to Sullivan for the Pies. Hand pass from McStay. Hand pass to Rolls-Royce. Nick Dacos. Dacos goes for the punt with a kick. Beautiful pass. Beautiful to Bobby Hill. Bobby Hill's mark. 35 metres out. 45-degree angle. I'll tell you what, you're sort of a player like Bobby, a real star of the comp days. You don't have to have 100 possessions, but you can have an impact.
He's going around the corner, Baz.
He is going around the corner from about 40 out.
So Jimmy Webster's gone back on the line. Geez, you've got to absolutely flush this. Otherwise, you get it spinning too much, it drops out of the sky, or it hits the...
There he goes. He hooks across. It's going to make the distance. Has it got the accuracy? No, he's hooked it slightly. And it's through for a point. So it's a 9-point lead now to the Pies. 9-8. Plays 8-5. 13 and a half minutes third term. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
So that was going to have to be about 40-45 metre kick around the body.
He kicks drop punts every day of the week from that angle. So I find it fascinating. You know, the more average day player now we see can do that around the body kick, but again, it blows my mind that he would take that kick in his first kick.
Saints outside 50 through Stocker to the outer wing. Moore created the spoil. Now ground level, Wilson extracts it. He surfaces from the stoppage and he kicks wayward. A little pour in from Perryman, but he juggled it across the line, so it'll be a toss in. 60 around from the Saints goal. What are the numbers telling us, Stu, man?
Saints have ramped up their pressure. Only 12 tackles in the first half. They've already racked up 11 alone halfway into this third quarter.
Thank you, Ash. The Triple M Red Z Lending stats. Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com. The great Ashley Chua, an institution in this great game. McStay goes long across the wing. Bobby Hill gave a little push in the marking contest, and the free kick will go to Stocker. And he kicks backwards inside defensive 50 over the head of Wilkie. There's no one there. He'll track back and pick up the bouncing ball. Goes short to Webster at half back. And Jimmy marks. He looks to the broadcast wing. Taru makes a lead, and he has to squeeze the ball to the young man, and Taru marks. A little low drop punt just right onto the wing now as Hunter Clark's got it, and he plays on and runs around.
He winds up. It's a long drop punt inside 50. Sharman was wanting some body. Ball off hands. Lurking there, Burns. He got it up to Owens, who snaps from the tightest of angles, and he's pushed it across the face. Oh, that would have lit up the Saints fans, but it's just a minor. 8-6-54 St Kilda. Collingwood 9-8-62. 15-minute mark of the third. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Josh Dacos kick from full-back, dangerous, straight up the ground. Wanganeen Miller is going at it. He punched it out sideways, but Billy Elliott was there to clean up. Hand pass Dacos, hand pass Hoskin Elliott. Now a long kick, Hoskin Elliott. There's Bobby Hill! He ran a long way. He smashed Docker and took the mark, and they're off here. The Pies are off to the races. Hand pass over the top to Myercheck. Long ball to full forward. Big Keeler dropped back and marked it full-back for the Saints. He's worked hard, the young man. Had a good night.
Oh, he slapped me in the job.
Sorry about that.
Calm down, son.
Just felt you're a little close. You need to get away.
Give me a fair dinkum old Italian slap.
Well, you got the more sure breathing down my throat. Get away.
As Wood gives it off to Burns. He's bumped on the kick. Oh, my God.
High intentional, low impact.
You're going to get rubbed out for that, Barry.
Just cash will be fine, thanks here.
We'll be going straight to the tribunal for that one.
Oh, trouble.
And McRae, Clark, feeds it out to Hill, lowers the eyes inside 50, Quainer with the spoil. But there's going to be a free kick. It's going to come back to the Pies in the middle of the ground. What do we see?
There was a throw holding the ball tackle. Went the fend off, did Keeler on Nick Dacos.
Twice his size too, Keeler. It was good from Nick Dacos.
Good technique. Just swatted the fending arm away to get in there nice and close. A little bit like what Barry did to you, Tim.
Yeah, I'm going for a HIO, Barry.
Sorry, I'm a bit off. I had a bit of fruit at half time. I've never had it before.
Wasn't one of those cookies I got for my birthday, was it, Barry? Oh, no.
Wow,
Oh, boy.
Nick Dacos kicks out wide, and who's got it? It's Edward Allen, who's marked on the boundary line about 70 out, goes short to Lipinski.
Play on.
And he's called the play on.
on.
It's too short. You can hear the umpire screaming. And he kicks a turn. Oh, no, it's not. Side bottom slapped it back down towards Lipinski. They'll get another go. The kick inside has gone real wide to the pocket. It'll bounce out of bounds. Surely it does. Bobby Hill got there a bit late with Billy Elliott. Just Elliott's numbers, Ash, and also Hill's numbers. Just get an idea of those small forwards for those just catching up for the Pies.
Bobby Hill, 2 disposals, and just the one behind was statless in the first half, and Jamie Elliott, 7 possessions and scoreless, and side bottom, only 3 touches since quarter time, had 10 in the first.
Wilkie's got that roll on Elliott, I think. Ball comes down.
Correct.
As Wanganeen Millera. His kick down the line spots up Marshall. How many touches for Wanganeen Millera?
He's racked up 24.
24 as Keeler in the full 360. Handball Butler. Now he releases Sharman. Can they complete the puzzle? Inside 50 and he spots him up. Good mark taken, Wilson. 35 out, slight angle.
Good speed on the ball again. It was Rowan Marshall giving it into the quasi-ruckman in there in Keeler. I'm not sure that was his intention.
That's your line.
But he was good enough to then keep the ball moving. They got it forward and they're turning that Collingwood defence around. That's where they're getting their absolute best looks. And Wilson just running up and down that outer wing all evening.
Game 35.
Wilson.
This is what they wanted to see. They want to see him in the side. Drop punt on its way. And he splits the middle. He gets his second, Wilson. Welcome back into the side. And Saints just keep hanging on. They're 9-6-60. The Pies 9-8-62. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Yeah, well, Days, you spoke about just the way that Saints are able to move the ball. What they've been able to do this quarter in particular is finding a mark as they come out of their defensive half. So again, it was Rowan Marshall. He gave the hands to Keeler, as you mentioned, who I'm really impressed with tonight. Just the way that for someone of 198 centimetres to be able to move the way that he has and influence. You know, most ruckmen look a little bit gangly and lanky when they are trying to move the ball, but he's done it quite elegantly throughout the night. And we've spoken about the way that Saints are able to then transition that ball into their forward 50 and just look over a few of those defensive players. And again, Wilson coming on the back end of that.
Oscar and Daisy here tonight. Triple M Super Special comments for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy, 20 minutes third term. Collingwood hanging on by 2 points. They led by 12 at half time. Saints have been at them all night. The tap down the side bottom, wrapped up in a tackle immediately. And the umpire will come in and ball it up again. So they flood in off the square. Throws it in the air. Marshall and Cameron wrestle. Cameron grabs the footy and bounce back to him and hand past the half forward. It's still in dispute. Oh, it's punched out to Lipinski. 48 out and one quick look. 48 out. He slotted it. Oh, one step. And he went bang. 2 goals to Lipinski. And the Pies are back out to an 8-point lead. 10-8-68 to 9-6-60 on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Good game of footy.
Good game of footy and happening in different ways. The Pies really efficient from clearance. Q1 and now in quarter 3 as well. And the Saints been really good in quarter 2 from clearance and turnover in this third term. So there's a bit of everything going on up and back. And when Collingwood get it out the front door of that centre clearance, they're so dangerous. They've got players coming everywhere at the footy, but they make such great decisions that are pressing defence. They're so good at finding the spare and releasing in time to have the best look on goal.
And I tell you what, Lipinski on return tonight as well. In this quarter alone, he's had the 8 disposals, 5 inside 50s, 4 score involvements, and just finished with another goal, which adds 2 to his tally.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Saints with a clearance through McRae inside 50. Sharman got one mid to it. Frampton lays the bump. Quaynor knocked forward. Frampton goes back. He's carried down. No Pryor. Left forward pocket for the Saints, kicking to the left of the dial this term. 6 minutes left, third term. Collingwood by 8 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
The Saints go again. Marshall slaps it down. Straight to side bottom though for the Pies. Hand pass Josh Dacos. Rush kick outside defensive 50. Wilkie tracked it nicely to the boundary line and rolled and tumbled and took the mark. So a re-entry for St Kilda. What can they create? Very crowded forward 50. He's called the play on. He just pops it to the leader in the forward pocket in Big Marshall. Hands on the footy. Good hustle from Howe to just make sure he released it. Long's got it behind the pack for the Pies. Hand pass side bottom. Spun around in a tackle. Hand pass towards Allen was cut off. It's a hand pass back to Rowan Marshall from Bradley Hill. Kicks to full forward. It's a bounce on the footy. Frampton's got it. He's gone. Gonzo, no. Umpire's going to pull it up 15 metres out for the Saints goal.
Geez, it was a chaos pill put in there. One of those ones that goes end over end so quickly, you just feel like you've got to jump because it's going to hit a high point. He stayed low. Well done.
Top of the goal square, trying to sink his boot. Edward Allen emerges, got it to Frampton. He handballs back to the last line of defence. Dacos, a steady head. You heard the umpire, not the 15. Quaynor, outside 50. That's a nice hit up to Myercheck.
Nick Dacos has gone a full forward here.
And leaking forward, Bobby Hill working his way to the game. Immediately turns a high wobbly one forward to Nick Dacos. He's taken it 55 from home. He just holds up his hands, says slow it down. He had no one on, so he says let's just slow it down, boys. And now he pokes it into the hole. And he hits the old-timer in game 4-15, Pendlebury, 40 metres from home on a 45-degree angle.
Well, those two, you know the game sense of Pendlebury, but Nick Dacos, he's on the same wavelength. That was Pendlebury on a sliding, it wasn't even really a lead. He was just working into an area of space, and Nick Dacos identified it and just put the kick there. They were the first two to react. Smart footballing heads.
Only kicked the one goal for the year so far, Pendles. He hops and skips his way in. Set sail from 40, and he hits the woodwork. 3/4 of the way up the right goalpost.
Probably aiming for it.
And they can't extend their lead by much. They're 10-9-69. The Saints 9-6-60. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Wanganeen Miller at full back to bring it back in for the Saints. So 9 points up the Pies. Saints got to within 2 points, Ash, this term.
Yeah, they certainly did.
And Wanganeen Miller, long one across the outside defensive 50. Big leap from Keeler. And off hands it'll go out of bounds. So a boundary throw in halfway between wing and half forward out of side for the Pies. And it's been close. What's the biggest lead of the match so far tonight, Ash?
Collingwood led by 21 points, 18 minutes into the second quarter.
It's been fairly close all night. Just 12 points at quarter time. The Pies wait 12 points at half time. Sinclair gets it to Clark. He's kicked over for the Saints across the wing, straight into the arms of Darcy Moore, who takes a comfortable mark for the Pies.
Dirty look from Owens there too. Didn't help him out. So from half back, the kick high and long down the line, and it's Mark McStay immediately feeds Myercheck. Kick inside 50, hits Elliott. And Billy the Kid pulls it down 40 from home. And he'll go back to kick his first for the night.
Well, Wilkie's been doing this job so well all night. As soon as McStay had that, and again, speed on the ball is becoming, at both sides, both ends of the ground, the key to this one. Shoulders out, quick lead, found the back of Wilkie. And him on the lead is a thing of beauty.
34 goals, 16 so far for the year. He's been the premier small forward in the competition. The kick on its way from 43. He punches the sky immediately. He knew it was home from the moment it left his boots. Elliott gets his first. Pies 11-9-75. Saints 9-6-60. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
So they're starting to look dangerous with that speed of ball themselves now, Collingwood. 10 inside 50s for the quarter. Taken 6 marks. We're at the other end of the ground. It's just all about getting it down there, St Kilda quickly, and then fighting and punching on at ground level, and they've been really good at that. With the marks on a lead, I think that's probably a more sustainable way to play if you're able to have 3 or 4 different threats. We know that they do that. It was Nick Dacos only moments ago. He's now manufactured himself back in the centre square. Bobby Hill's been at full forward, so they're so dangerous. Just reliant, the defenders of St Kilda, on the midfield pressure. If that ball's coming in over hands, they've looked sturdy. In this quarter, it hasn't, and they've looked vulnerable.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Roxford, he pies out to a 15-point lead. Bounces good, we're underway again. Underneath the ball, terrific pick up and spin by Nick Dacos under pressure. Got it to young Sullivan. He kicks them back inside forward, Fitty. Caminiti had it. Billy Elliott laid the tackle. Ball say the crowd and the umpire agrees. And Billy can go back and have another set shot from about 42 metres out. On a far better than 45-degree angle.
Well, Collingwood's pressure has been the key for their source tonight. Again, that coming from Jamie Elliott. Just the rundown tackle from behind. The story of the night, St Kilda just haven't had an opportunity to be able to hold the ball for longer than a second. Every time that they get it, they are under the pump.
So Elliott's just kicked the goal. Had a quiet night, according to Ash Chu, early in this quarter, and he started to raise his work rate in this third. He's just kicked his first snag for his second 45 out. He fires and puts it through. Oh, jeez, the Pies, they will not be denied. 12-9-81 now, 21-point leaders, 9-6-60 St Kilda. 28 minutes into the third term, Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, these are the sort of periods I was referencing in half-time, Baz. You're in the arm wrestle, and then all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, you're not. You get it back to a couple of points, and then it gets back out quick as a flash to that same equal game-high margin, Chairman.
Yeah, and the Magpies, Daisy, they're number one in regards to these statistical categories. Tackle differential, as we mentioned, they're plus 20, 48 to 28. And the scores from turnover, they're at plus 21, 7-5-47. St Kilda at 4-2-26.
Big couple of minutes coming up here for the Saints. A goal their way, and they'll believe. One more, I reckon the Pies will just certainly get those tails up.
What do they got, the Saints? Can they hit back for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy? They're going to win the centre clearance through Steele. He sends a high 9-9 inside 50. Howe, box seat, couldn't stick the mark. Now at ground level, Burns there, tackles Frampton, rides him into the turf. And we'll have a ball up right on the attacking 50 for St Kilda.
Two men, Jack Steele's numbers again.
Jack Steele only 8 disposals, 4 clearances.
He's one that could lift his game, I think. Again, captain's moment, be able to get Saints involved, get them back in the game.
Thank you. Okay.
So we'll have a toss in. Saints need to respond here. Billy Elliott was kept goalless for a long time, but in the blink of an eye, he's bobbed up and kicked the last two, and the margin out to 21 points. Can only keep the champs down for so long. As the ball's back in, Marshall and Cameron slap to the front. Burns roves it. Left foot ball, top of the square. Keeler there. The ball came and it tumbles sideways and out of bounds in the opposing pocket. Left forward pocket for the Saints as Big Ross Lyons got the strut boundary side, Daisy.
Does he ever? Wowee.
1.5 minutes
like
left.
He's on a Milan catwalk with a shoe in his boot.
I don't know if it's a strut or he's hurt his hip.
Yeah, like one shoe's a runner and the other one's like a heel or something. It's a sniper's nightmare.
Close work it out from the boundary, thrown out of the back pocket. Elliott and Lipinski combined. Pack forms over the footy. The umpire will ball it up.
The shoulder roll and
touch a Zoolander a bit.
Zoolander.
Dustin Rowan.
Thrown in the air. 50 out from the Saints goal.
Down the Saints.
And a quick kick from Jack Steele has gone back into that pack, and the umpire will do it again. So it's still 52 out from the Saints goal. The Pies have gone out to a 21-point lead, a couple of late goals this term, and we're 30.5 minutes in, a minute left to play in the third quarter.
Sharon goes up. Marshall, double spike towards the boundary. Clark, step back through the gate. And then Cameron got it out to Penry. Left foot snap down the line, but well done, Caminiti takes the mark. True centre wing on this broadcast side. He looks benched to get some instructions. For the best clearance deals, go Harvey Norman. Upsize your TV, upgrade your tech, upgrade your home. Harvey Norman clearance, best brands, best prices guaranteed.
So a kick through the centre of the ground is going to go to Jack Steele. He's right in the middle, hand pass off to Sinclair for the Saints. One last entry, low drilling drop punt to about 20 out. It falls to the front of the pack. Higgins there. Steele side bottom got around him and brought it to ground for the Pies. He's cagey.
We just mentioned, sorry Baz, we just mentioned Sinclair's name. He's only had the 10 disposals tonight so far, averaging 27 a game.
Ball down, Owens lurking. Crisp there, ground level, he slaps it out. Clark, tunneling handball, Steele. They're retreating here, the Saints. Will it work out? Butler, he looks up, hasn't got the journey on the kick. Keeler got work done, and well done, Frampton. Relieving mark on the last line. And with 8 seconds on the clock, this will be the end of the third term.
Billy with a long kick, outside defensive 50. Miller not paid the mark.
He flew away.
He just about touched the roof.
So did Dace.
And it slipped through his fingers.
I'm glad he didn't hold that, because I'm pretty sure the old front bumper bar would have come out from me then.
We're going to go. Here it is. That was a big lead. 21 points up the Pies, 3/4 time. They're 12-9, 81. Saints are 9-6-60. Big team here tonight. Daisy, Sarah, Big Tim, Ash and Alex Bryant. For McDonald's, a Red Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy.
That quarter for Titanium Caravans. Make your next caravan a Titanium Caravan. Proudly Australian made and owned. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
making their debut, it's the new McWings from Macca's. While Triple M rocks footy this weekend,
What the bloody hell's going on?
Triple M's rush hour follows up by celebrating the wins.
Exploded the ratings today. Unbelievable. Exploded.
Just reading a press release here. Jimmy boy,
Press
the rush
release.
hour. Oh, with Dobbo and who? Elliot. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Triple M's rush hour, Monday from 4 on Melbourne's Triple M. Best Sheds June sale has been extended. Score 20% off all sheds. Hurry, ends June 30. T's and C's apply.
Navigating the world of finance is challenging. With so many lenders offering so many products, it can be overwhelming. But you only need one lender to make the complex simple. La Trobe Financial. For more than 70 years, we've been helping Australians solve complex financial problems in a friendly, human way, earning our strong reputation for stability, flexibility and superior customer service. Talk to your broker or visit latrobefinancial.com.au/loans today. Terms, conditions, fees, charges and La Trobe Financial lending criteria apply.
In 1610, Galileo discovered Saturn. Sadly, he never lived long enough to discover Macca's new McWings. Experience peak chicken now. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Available after 10:30 a.m.
Do you suffer from work? It's the admin you have to do after you finish regular work, and it affects 1 in 1 sole operators.
Well, what you don't know is from just $12 for 12 months, limited time only, Solo by MYOB can cure work. It's the new admin app for sole operators. But don't take my word for it. I tried Solo and my admin is gone. My receipts have cleared up. Now I get paid on time. You sure do. Solo by MYOB. $12 for 12 months. T's and C's apply.
The Musso run-out sale is on now, where you can save up to $4K on an MY24 Musso. If you want a good deal on a great ute, then get a load of this. It's a 2024 and 2025 Drive Car of the Year, best dual cab ute under 50K. With 3.5 tonne towing, 4x4 turbo diesel and a 7-year warranty from only 38K. So get your skates on and visit your KGM Sanyong dealer now. See the website for terms and conditions. KGM Sanyong, Korean built to last.
New to KO Sports? Get your first month for $1. Stream over 50 live sports, including F1, AFL and NRL. Buck? Yeah. KO Sports. Get on board. Offer ends June 30.
Take your career up a level. Gain more skills or upskill with a fully accredited training course at the Trade Institute of Victoria. Unlock your potential in construction with our Certificate 4 in Building and Construction. Ideal to fit in while you work. This part-time 7-month evening online course paves the way to become a construction manager, all with government funding. Search TIV to find out more. Trade Institute of Victoria, training our next generation of builders. RTO 21920.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Save big at Bob Jane T-Marts. Want a free tyre? Buy 3 Bridgestone, Yokohama or Kumho tyres and the 4th tyre's free. Get up to $200 instant cash back on selected Pirelli, Bridgestone or Continental tyres. Plus up to $250 in e-gift cards on selected BF Goodrich tyres. We won't be beaten with our best tyre price guarantee. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Bunnings Trade. Bunnings Trade has tax time sorted with big deals on big brands.
Well, exciting quarter of footy that third term. The Saints got to within 2 points of the Pies, and then the Pies went bang, bang, bang. And they're 21-point leaders at three-quarter time. Collingwood, 12-9-81, 9-6-60 St Kilda. Got Days and Sarah and Big Tim and Ash downstairs. Alex Bryan, Alex, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, well, as you guys said, Ross Lyon came boundary side early, wanting to maximise that time to rev up his men. Was he strutting? Maybe looked like an injury to me. Expect the Saints to soon inject Toby Travalia into the action for his third game. They did lose Mateus Philippou just before the first bounce due to a calf injury. And Collingwood had Bo McCreary subbed out in the first quarter with hamstring awareness.
Bob Jane T-Marts, great buy three, get one free plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and T's apply. Ash, show some of the big numbers.
In the third quarter, Lipinski 9 disposals and a goal. Nick Dacos 9 touches. Elliott 7 and 2 majors. And Wangane Miller, he had 7.
Triple M Red Z Lending Stats. Red Z Lending Loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com.
Well, we've just having a chat there, Hosco. It felt like it was nearly St Kilda's best quarter of the game from the way they moved the ball and how up for the fight they were. But unfortunately, that's translated to an 8-point worse off differential from half-time to the three-quarter time scoreboard. So back to equal game high now, lead for the Pies. Very important 5 minutes coming up for the Saints. If they can sort of keep the Pies, they don't have to keep them scoreless, but if they can just find a way to be in that arm wrestle, maybe pinch a goal themselves and just keep asking questions, they might give themselves a chance to win it. But at the moment, I feel it's probably just going to be the class of Collingwood that may see them run away with this at some point.
And there's a few players that I would suggest need to stand
Go
up.
on, give it to us.
One is Jack Sinclair, Jack Steele and Jack Higgins. So the three Jacks, we're going to get them up and going on the ground. I think they need to do something. Jack Higgins has had a few almost touches, almost goals. Sinclair and Steele both with a lower disposal game so far. We saw just towards the last couple of minutes both of them getting their hands on it. Get Jack Sinclair around the ball closer, get that run and dash off half back, make sure that he's getting the ball driving forward.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Sarah Hoskingdale Thomas here tonight. Seabus Super making hard work pay off.
I'll tell you what,
pretty happy they got those two superstars here.
Can you see the rings of Saturn with these things?
Days has just put my glasses on.
My goodness.
See?
I can see the other side of the ground. How strong are these things?
Let's get this last term underway for McDonald's Marine Hot Water.
Where's your
First
golden
clearance
retriever?
For the Pies, it'll be side bottom to the top of the square. Through the hands of Wilkie, out the back. Memory there, couldn't pick it up. Then got the handball back to Lipinski, who's crunched. And then he took a dive, a tumble, back out towards Memory. His handball to Elliott. It flicks around. Here's Sullivan, couldn't quite. And now it's a dangerous ball right on the last line. Good tackle, Hoskin Elliott. Now Sinclair, Wilkie, they link up to Wangane Miller, who belts it outside 50.
Yeah, real high ball, but Cameron and Marshall wrestled. The two ruckmen went at it, and Cameron ripping mark for the Pies.
Ed Long's in a hole there.
He just nearly went there, didn't he, Days? And then he changed his mind. He went wide to Crisp, who's got a boundary side 60 out. So the Magpies have one look already. Seconds into this final term. Another short ball to Steele side bottom. Now he goes inside forward 50 to the leader, Elliott. Went over his head. Wanganeen Miller will clean up. Little hand pass McRae. Back to Wanganeen Miller. A kick to the wing. Quain is in front here and he'll mark. Got in front of Butler and he marks on the wing for the Pies.
He goes all the way back to half-back where he's got Howe. He's just got all the time and space to size it up. The kick to Long was dangerous. Sat and waited. Spall Sinclair and now Max Hall on the transition. Wilson, high ball inside 50. Wood pulls down the mark. 20 out directly in front. And for the Saints to kick the first of this final term and get the margin back to 15 points.
So he's had two looks to Mason Wood. One from a similar spot where he's gone around the corner. He's going around the corner again. Okay.
Interesting. From dead in front, he's off for the snap. Here's a left footer. So he's undecided. He's stepping sideways. Eventually releases the kick and he gets it done. Kicked his third for the night. Had two in the second term, Wood, and he's kicked one in this final term. And the all-important first goal of this final quarter goes to the Saints. 10-6-66. trailing the Pies 12-9-81. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. Bunnings Trade has tax time sorted with big deals on big brands.
Well, I'm going to say that I said Jack Sinclair is one that needs to stand up, and he was the one that created that turnover in the middle of the ground. He applied the pressure, and from there, Saints were able to rebound the ball, use that game speed and the pace that we spoke about, pace on the ball, moving forward. And again, Mason Wood has worked hard up and down the ground all night and earned himself a few shots on goals. I am impressed. It still baffles me, Dave.
Yes, talk to me.
Why players still use that kick around the body. Obviously it works, but he was less than 30 metres out.
For McDonald's and Ream, hot water, Triple M rocks footy. Cameron grabs it out of the ruck for the Pies, and a short kick for with Sullivan. Approaching in that protected space.
Ran
through the mark, and the umpire let it go. Sullivan goes long to full forward for the Pies. No mark taken. Stocker full of the ball. Little hand pass off Sinclair. Dragged on his kick. Got boot the ball and hits to the boundary line. It goes out. Deliberate, said the umpire. As I said, he was dragged on his kick. Short kick comes back inside to Elliott, who marks.
Higgins was a metre away from it when it went over.
It doesn't matter. He's got to touch it, Tim. Them's the rules.
So Elliott's marked this 45 out, and he's on a little bit worse than a 45-degree angle. Kicked 2 quick goals in the third term to really burst it open for the Pies. The Saints have kicked an early one this term, and we've got a 15-point ball game.
Oscar Elliott takes the mark on the left goal post. Come on, Will.
3.5 final term. You heard Daisy's theory. Let's see what happens. It's a long ball. It's heading that way. Marshall thumped it through for a rush point. So a 16-point lead now to Collingwood. 3.5 final term. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Little chiselling ball outside of the square to Wanganeen Miller. How many touches now, Two-Man? Wanganeen Miller.
Disposal number 29.
Sinclair. High ball down to the centre wing. Moore could have marked that, but he went the double fist spoil. And it's taken by Bobby Hill, who was on the interchange. So early stages of this final term. Pies led by 21 at three-quarter time. Saints got the first goal of this final quarter. It's back to 15 as the Sherrans toss back in. Cameron there. Elliott lurking with Stocker. Had the arm pulled, and he'll get a free kick, Stocker. Toyota logo broadcast wing.
Well, he's got Marshall calling for a wide, but he's looking at the corridor. He's trying to find some space in the middle. Finds Windhager. Very short kick. He's virtually in the centre of Marvel Stadium. Goes out wide to Wanganeen Miller out a side wing. Marks it, gets around the plate. He got tripped. But it's a professional trip because he was running away for a clear ball inside.
Held ankle tap.
Yes, an ankle tap, and he goes back with a footy, and now they've flooded inside forward 50 for the Saints.
There's a big dirty hole about 15, 20 metres out.
That's where Marshall leads into. He elects to come out wide here to Bradley Hill.
There was a bigger hole on the wing here.
He's marked 65 out. Goes to the pocket to nobody, and the Pies have zoned beautifully. And the mark taken by Howe. Alex Bryant, Bob Jane, T-Marts.
The Saints have just sent Isaac Keeler to the back of the bench, sub Toby Travalia, with his top off ready to come in.
Bradley Hill's kicking efficiency tonight, Two-Man.
43%, Tim.
He's in the side to be better than that as Elliott down the line. Oh, Membry. Manhandled, no free coming. At the front and centre was Ned Long. Did well to keep it back in, and then he just uses the big body. He handballs out towards side bottom. He just toe pokes off the deck. Crisp taken down on the kick. Hill dropped in the tackle, went back and got it again. His handball was look away, cut off Dacos. Now Hoskin Elliott. Little Hollywood handball in the path there of Long. He had his run cut off. Now Windhager goes backwards. Wilkie. High drop punt. That's going to be nice. And he's got Mason Wood.
They worked it out nice, the Saints. Good contest. Hand pass over to Bradley Hill. Goes over the top to Owens. He's on the wing. Spins one way then the other. Back into 180. Kick partially smothered. Bounces into the arms of his teammate in Steele. Back towards Wood. He's pushed as he got a kick away to
downfield
forward. It's a down forward ball, and it's going to go to Rowan Marshall. I think marked it anyway. So he's 40 out on a 45-degree angle.
And he had another shot, not too similar to this. This might be 5-10 metres further out, and he missed it earlier on in the game. So another opportunity here to bring the Saints back in to a shorter margin.
So the St Kilda have kicked the only goal this final term. And to bring it back to a 10-point ball game, Marshall steps up to the plate. The big ruckman, 7 minutes final term. 45-metre drop, partner comes back.
Yeah.
It's good. It's home. Saints are back to within 10 points of the Pies. 11-6, 72 to 12-10, 82. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. Bunnings Trade has tax time sorted with big deals on big brands.
Well, the patience that was in front of us with Mitch Owens, the Pies had a spare, so it was really well played. They gave the initial handball to Bradley Hill, who was running past on the Harvey Norman. He then gave it to Owens, and Owens looked up. And if you didn't have the presence of mind, you could have been forgiven for blazing away and would have come straight back at you. He paused, he popped, he stopped, he pivoted, and then they were good enough to scramble from there. So it was a free kick downfield. Marshall had taken the mark regardless, kicked the goal. Saints, here they come.
Renzet's Stu.
Saints number 1 for ground ball differential tonight, plus 23. And in this fourth quarter, Wanganeen Miller of 5 and Jack Sinclair with 4.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Saints have got the first 2 of this final term, back to 10 points. Then Clark, he's just worked under it by Pendlebury. Saints will work it out though. Windhager, standing start. High ball inside 50. Well done, Frampton. Policing the skies, takes the relieving mark.
Frampton at fullback. He's got players that have put sideways for him. It's Edward Allen. What?
No, sorry, I wasn't looking at that, Baz. I think I made that noise, not you.
Yeah,
it sounded like you went under the bus, though.
I did hear a noise.
I'm just having a look, so...
It's his birthday.
Dribbling.
Or was it you? I made the op noise. Did you make the loogie noise?
No, I don't know.
I think that was out on the ground. I think the umpire.
No, okay, that happens a lot.
Yeah, it was the umpire.
I'll have to go back to the tape, Baz.
10 points up the Pies. Boundary thrown on the wing, outer side of the ground. Neutral territory as they burrow in underneath.
So Travalia, the sub, has come onto the ground. He has got pace to burn. He's a good runner. So keep your eye on him. He'll be coming from the half-forward line, getting up around the footy.
Tossed up out of wing, Cameron down, Nick Dacos. Handballs out to advantage Pendlebury. Lipinski back to Pendlebury at half-back. Oh! Edward Allen had to sit and wait. It was fisted out. Lipinski's gang tackled. We'll have a ball up inside the centre square. We've travelled 9 minutes in this final term. Margin 10 points to the favour of the Pies.
Ball thrown in the air. And then booted straight up in the air as it went to hit the deck. Bradley Hill's got it. He got tackled, got a little boot the ball. Travalia hand pass out sideways. Nick Dacos in the way, but he's in a huge pack and lost it in the handle. It spilled to Marshall. Kick inside forward, 50 for the Saints. Off hands Quainer. They're working at fullback. Little hand pass comes out to Perryman. And he goes out towards his teammate. And that is Edward Allen.
Sure
and
is.
He's at half back, big tip.
Goes outside 50. Mychek made to earn it from the debutant, Taru.
Stand there, Alex.
Said, I don't care how many games you played, Brody. I'm going to make you earn it.
Big, long, rangy arms on the kid. He was half a metre away and he still nearly spoiled it.
193 centimetres.
Interesting spelling of his name too.
There's Mychek down the line. You're talking about the first name, I imagine?
Yes.
Alexander with an I.
And then Xander with a Z.
Yes. There's Steele. Here he is, Taru. Got off the hill. Has to hit a target. Sends a high ball in. Sharman went early. Gave away the free. And the mark was taken by Butler. So that's a real mess up from the Saints. Howe with a defensive kick outside 50 finds Edward Allen.
He does, and he marks just outside defensive 50. And he takes his time. So 10 points to margin Collingwood's way as we tick up to the 11-minute mark of the final term. The Saints with a couple of early goals in this term. Taru, big fly over the top of Cameron, but Cameron's been paid the mark.
How?
So I'm not sure. But he's got it on the wing. The young man seemed to have his hands on it early.
Did you see Clark on the mark there?
Yes.
He nearly fell.
He did.
And he was so paranoid about giving away 50 that his legs ended up crossed.
Yes. Short kick to Mychek. Another short one to Crisp, who runs the boundary 55 out. Squares it up to the Pies for the hot spot. Up goes Lipinski, front and square. Sullivan won't reach him. Punks away by Wilkie. Gave it to Webster. Gave it to Wilson by hand. Hand pass to Sinclair on the outer side. And a kick out towards the outer side wing.
Owens muscling away there with Frampton. Sharman collected the spill, but he's immediately locked up in the tackle. Well done, Moore.
Coming from a long way.
So clock here, 11:45 in the final term. The Pies 12:10.82 over the Saints, 11:6.72. Hot water need replacing. Go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install a ream. As McRae gets it out to Sinclair, snaps around the body. Moore there with Owens. Ground level ball, well done Burns. Scooped it up. Handball back to Owens. Little drive by, gives it to McRae. Runs to half forward. Has a bounce. Sends a high one to the hot spot. Butler has to beat a couple. Well done Perryman. Back with a fly, takes the relieving mark.
Outstanding from Perryman. That was incredible. He was going back with the flight of the ball, didn't take his eyes off it, knowing that he's going to absorb some sort of contact. It was incredible.
Would have loved to have seen Butler come at the kicker. He was going for the fat side lead. Howe had a little bit of proactive positioning. Should have still worked through it. Come hard at the kicker. That's demanding of you. If not, that backspace will open up for somebody else.
Kick outside defensive 50. Mark taken by Edward Allen.
So back on.
He's paid the mark. It'll come back to him. Defensive side of the wing. So he stands flat-footed. He's got Quain as short if he wants him. Collingwood just hanging on by 10 points. They're still playing attacking footy. They know the goals. Taru, big fly at the back of the pack to punch that footy and kill it out of bounds. And we'll have a boundary throw-in. So an opportunity in neutral territory for both clubs.
Alixzander. Alexander.
Yep, that's right.
That's how they do it in Sweden.
There's the boys from the Dusties Footy Club, and there's Mum and Dad with the Viking horns on.
Yes.
Picked 10 in last year's draft. Debut game for the Saints. He's impressing. He looks like he's got a long career ahead.
Yep.
As the ball's locked in ground level, Clark on top of that one.
Just back from a 4-week suspension too in the VFL.
In the VFL, he got robbed out early, Baz.
Watch one back, please.
Could have happened to anyone.
Bit of a high bump. He got a bit unlucky. So Sharon up. Cameron slaps down. Wanganeen Miller tracks the pill. Hemel, there is Taru, who lowers the eyes, missed the target. He's turned it over. Edward Allen tunnels the handball. Lipinski, scrubby little ball. Crisp went to Don't Argue. Shook off the tackle. Spits it into Billy Elliott. Couldn't quite. Keeps it up. It's actually Hill. Bobby handballs up to Lipinski, who tunnels it back. Oh, could have been collected high there, Edward Allen. Umpire lets it roll. Lipinski back to Josh Dacos. Spitting little ball. Ground level. Flicked up. Nick Dacos! Godsky! It brought them to their feet here at Marvel. It was the goal the Pies needed because the Saints were surging. And then the Rolls-Royce, Nick Dacos, kicks the goal for the Pies. Margin back out to 16 points. Triple M bunning straight scoreboard.
Well, that was unreal. But I love the fact, we'll wait for the Harvey Norman replay. The goal was unbelievable. Every player went and fed it to Marcus Windhager. A rare time that Nick Dacos has got away from him. It was only half a step, but that is class. Class personified, running hard, getting tackled. Oh, yeah.
He's had to work hard tonight too. He's pumped, wasn't he, after that? Absolutely pumped.
He has. He's worn him like a glove. Windhager's been on him everywhere. We talk about the momentum since St Kilda have had a lot of that. 205 was their pressure rating in this fourth quarter alone. And again, you just see the result of that. Collingwood being able to capitalise in a moment that's needed.
From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. From the bounce, we'll have another ball up, pushed out towards the outer side wing.
Rowan Marshall going up. That is officially the umpire. Rowan Marshall going up against Mick Stay here, so an opportunity to run some routes as St Kilda mids.
16 points up, Collingwood.
Oh, yeah.
Slap down to ground level. Saints will grab it. Clark a kick towards half forward. Underneath it, and a big fist from Darcy Moore. Bradley Hill will track this to the boundary line. Picks it up about 60 from home. Turns in hope, really, and kicks it towards full forward. Big leap, Owens in the pack, 15 out. It's punched down to ground level. Josh Dacos has got a bit of space.
That's a nicely weighted ball. Mychek spills it. Caminiti mops up. Sends it back inside 50. Higgins. Oh, he could have been collected high. Umpire says play on. As it sprawled out of bounds just outside the 50 for the Saints.
I think you'll find it was a really good spoil there from Jeremy Howe. Just sort of stopped that hand going over the shoulders of Higgins. Probably easier said than done.
16-minute mark of the final term. Pies by 16. McRae can't break the tag. He's carried to the turf by Pendlebury. Triple M Red Z lending stats, Two-Man.
So Jake Higgins, I should say, previous 3 matches, kept the 2 goals 3. Tonight, just the 1 behind, 6 disposals.
16 points up the Pies. They get the clearance from half-back. That's Crisp. Kicks through the centre of the ground. Dacos and Wilkie go at it. Dacos shoves it through the middle. It's a chase for the footy. Billy Elliott got there first. Toe pokes it inside to Membry. Membry head pass to Nick Dacos. Kept the eyes low, goes to the pot, and he hits up Mycheck. Beautiful footy. Champagne stuff from the Pies. And Mycheck, who went to his knees, gets back up, deep right forward pocket, and he'll have a shot from 30 metres out.
Crisp transition football. And just speed. When you got the small blokes inside forward 50, it doesn't have to be pretty. Elliott and Dacos are getting involved.
7, 6.
Mycheck starts to wander in. They have a 16-point lead, Collingwood. 17 and a half final term. Right foot drop punt is a beauty. Mycheck kicks his first. And the Magpies are out to a 22-point lead. 14-10-94 plays 11-6-72 the Saints. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Well, Collingwood have dominated again in these last couple of minutes, but involved in that passage of play again was Nick Dacos, and I do want to talk about that tag from Windhager. Dacos has well and truly gotten on top of him now. He's had the 29 disposals, the 5 clearances, 8 score involvements, 9 intercepts, and he's kicked a goal to his name. So he's arguably up there as one of the best on ground tonight. He's had a huge influence and continues to lead the way for this club. He's absolutely incredible.
Sitting at full forward at the minute 2, so those last 2 goals, kicking one himself, and then a direct goal assist there.
Number 1 ranked player on the ground, I believe, if that's correct.
There he is. Yep. Equal with Cameron. I think equal with the Ruckman.
147 ranking points each.
Yep.
Back in the middle.
Thank you.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. It'll be Collingwood with the clearance. Ned Long off the back of the square. Josh Dacos nurses one to Lipinski. Slow and steady, deliberate stuff forward. Now he loads up. Lipinski sends it in. The big fly came from Elliott. He's at ground level. Goes back for a second bite. Knocked it out towards Long. And then it's cut off. Steele around the body, but it's turned over. It'll come back through Lipinski.
Lipinski's about 65 out. Official attendance tonight, Ash.
Pointing Colwood.
Good crowd, 43,039.
Short ball is good from Lipinski, and Cameron's gone to his knees and marked the ruckman. So he wanders back to the footy. The Pies have steadied again. They love a close tussle. And they just know how to keep their noses in front.
And this has been a good use of the ruckman as well. So a lot of the times Rowan Marshall just head down to the top of the goal square. There's a lot of ruckman do. Cameron's just stopped 35, 40 metres out and been used a couple of times tonight.
Darcy Cameron kicked 2 in the first term. And before the kick, Collingwood lead by 22 points. 20 minutes now into the final term. He wanders in, the big man. Oh, shanked very much sideways. Real sideways. And there'll be a mark in the back pocket played to the Saints. The young man Taru, who kicks across the goal, is defending, and the ball slapped out of bounds. So the Saints managed to give the Pies another look, about 20 metres around from their goal, boundary throwing.
Just learnings for the kid on debut. There's a couple of kicks in this last quarter, just a touch careful with. Just got to back your skills there, low and hard.
Marshall and Cameron slap to the front. Sinclair there, driving through was Pendlebury. Billy Elliott on his knees, trying to extract it, can't. They'll have a ball up right forward pocket for Collingwood. They lead by 22 points. As the Sharon goes back up. Running out of time here, the Saints. Wanganeen Miller from a standing start. It's a high one, just the journey. Sinclair shook off one tackle, and now McRae. A long drop punt down the line, but back with a flight more.
Beautiful.
Oh, and he grabs the back of the head. Puts a bit of mayo on it afterwards. He'll get a kick on the outer wing. 5.5 left in this one. You'd think it's all too little too late for St Kilda. Collingwood by 22.
Yeah, they've certainly weathered the storm, the Pies. There's more kicks from back inside forward 50. Off hands. Cameron, his hand on it. Billy Elliott as well. The umpire will ball it up 45 out as the pack piles on the footy. Earlier today, Ash, we had a couple of results. The Swans had a win, and who was the other winner?
Swans by 19 over Port Adelaide, and the Kangaroos by 11 points over the Blues.
They did. They were very, very good today, Ash. Touch kick ends up with Houston. The Pies can reload.
Josh Dacos, right on the point of the centre square, sends the kick inside 50. The tall timber Cameron was there.
He's just been good.
He's been one of the best tonight, Baz. He set the intentions early, a couple of goals in the first quarter, and he'll go back here to kick his third.
Well, he ran out late on this last kick from just in front of us, and that's why the overcorrection came, and he snap hooked it left behind square leg. It's a chance here. Run straight, trust it, and that big hoof going through it.
6, 5.
5 goals, 4 for the year.
Let him run.
He's gone all the way back about 70 from home. Instead, he just pokes the kick to the pocket, and Elliott couldn't claw the mark down at the spill here. The captain for the Saints, Steele, and then slung to the turf. Wanganeen Miller, Steele got the handball back out, missed the target. Travalia, now a tumbling ball back to the top of the square. Wilkie, read it best, got the handball up to Burns, who spits it wide for Hill.
Yeah, he's got plenty of space, hasn't he? Runs off half-back. Delivers a 45-metre drop punt right in front of us on the wing, and good mark on his chest was sharp.
Oh, he's played on.
He's played on out of bounds. It'll come back. Boundary throw in. Correct call.
Listen to this.
Right, yeah, thank you. Go on in.
So he took the mark over and then ran over the boundary line, and then played on outside.
Yeah, so he just had to prop stop and come back, or make an effort to come back over the mark. He just rolled.
I do hate that though, because he was already off his mark as he took the ball.
Boundary throwing on the wing. Little tap down to Jack Steele. Come from Rowan Marshall.
Partly smothered off the boot. Edward Allen couldn't read it. Tumbling ball. Good handball. Hall. Now Hill. Now Sharman. Sizes up the big sticks and hangs it out to the left. Minor score. So St Kilda 11-7-73, trailing the Pies 14-10-94. It's a 21-point ball game to the favour of the Pies.
I love the way the Pies lift their work rate when the game's on the line. Just blatantly obvious. They go up another level. Josh Dacos got it at half-back. Little hand pass off to Nick Dacos. Back to Josh Dacos by hand. And now a kick across half-back to Perryman. He marks. Hits the ground running. Low ball to Moore. Who marks defensive side of the wing, the big man. Skipper gets up off the turf and delivers out wide to the Rolls-Royce Pendlebury, who marks on the outer side wing. Over the top, little short ball to Lipinski. Been good in his return. Ash, what's his numbers?
Certainly has. Second half, second-ranked player on the ground, 18 disposals, 6 score involvements in the goal. For the game, he has 22 touches, 2 majors.
Short over the top to Ned Long, who's marked about 70 out for the Pies.
Well, we got your two, man. Jack Higgins touches tonight.
Only 6 disposals and goalless, 1 behind.
Edward Allen inside 50. Spall came off hands. Lipinski again. Handball out. Cameron wheels on to the left. A little tumbler up to the top square. Bobby Hill! Bobby! Bobby boy! Bobby baby! Was kept touchless to half-time. But the silky little operator got it done at the top of the square. And that's the nail in the coffin. The Pies 15-10-100. St Kilda 11-7-73. That's on the Triple M Bunning straight scoreboard.
He's been out a few times in this last quarter, Bobby Hill. But right then, just a bit of good luck. Fortuitous came over the back. And he bobbied up in the right spot, right time. Bobby Hill outside of the boot. Snaggy time. See you later. Start the car, Saints fans.
All over Red Rover.
That's all she wrote. And did he love it?
He did, Bobby. Look at the big smile on his head. Triple M Harvey Norman replay. For the best clearance deals, go Harvey Norman. Upsize your TV, upgrade your tech, update your home. Harvey Norman clearance, best brands, best prices guaranteed. And everybody loves Harvey. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. And Ash is here tonight too. Ashley Chua, Triple M Red Z Lending Stats. He's been superb. He's had a massive day.
Speaking of people we love.
Yeah. He had a corporate sort of function before this and got here a bit late, but geez, he's made up for it. Steele, long kick inside forward 50 for the Saints, and Hall grabs it off hands, has a flying shot for goal as he's shoved to the ground. It's gone right and through for a point. The Saints had a bit of a look at the Pies tonight, but Collingwood all class at the way they were able to lift the cog. 26 points up the Pies, and we're 26 and a half into the final term.
Two-man, what's the inside 50 count and goals scored or percentage?
So the entries are dead level, 52 entries apiece, but Collingwood a lot more efficient, 15 majors from those 52. Saints only the 11.
And you just have a look at the way that, I guess that's the way the style of the game has been played tonight, is that any time Saints have gone inside 50, it's never quite been an easy shot. I know that Collingwood have had a number from set shots that have been able to hit those marks inside 50.
Edward Allen.
Cameron.
Up to the 50. Chris just wheels, pivots into the pocket. And Dan McStay has pulled down the mark a couple of metres in from the boundary. Set shot from 20 out.
Oh, I thought it was the ruckman who'd gone forward. Bobby!
Oh!
He dissed it off to Bobby Hill, who went around the back, but the umpire says no.
Why was he not allowed to do that?
Maybe not
He wasn't
pull
on
time on.
in line with his goal.
So it'll come back to McStay, left forward pocket for the Pies. They lead by 26 points at this stage, Collingwood. It's felt tighter than that for most of the night. As Cameron comes off for a rest on the wrong side for a left footer, he slams it into the post. 27 points the margin now to Collingwood. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard. The great Daisy Thomas in the house with Sarah Hosking tonight.
Yes.
Daisy Thomas.
Good team. Very good team. The others look in and wish they were there, but that's never going to happen. Kick out to the wing outer side. Darcy Moore marks. Hand pass off to Hoskin Elliott. Collingwood to go back inside forward 50. Oh, Bobby was there, but in front of him was Tim Membry. Bobby just a little bit
flat about that.
He was going to fall into his arms and 20 out from goal, but Tim Membry, of course, eyes on the footy. He took the mark. This will be a nice finish for him against his old club. If he can slot this from the boundary from about 25 out.
178 games with the Saints, Baz.
Yes, he did. He's kicked one tonight, that being the first term at.
Spot on, Baz.
So Big Tim against his old club. Oh, but in from the boundary. He's done it, the big man. And they'll come to him in numbers. Oh, that is magnificent. A little bit of theatre in footy. It was a big night from his first game against his old club. He's got a couple, and he puts a bit of icing on the cake for the Pies. 16-11, 107. St Kilda 11-8, 74. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard. We've got about 34 seconds left in the game, Sarah.
Yeah, there he is. And again, Collingwood just dominated this fourth quarter to get it back on their terms, which we knew was probably always going to come at some point. Now, there's nothing quite like kicking the sealer against your old side.
Yes.
I can tell you what, Tim Membry would be absolutely loving it now. You know, playing against your old side at different times comes with raw emotions.
Yes.
You're leading in, you're always a little bit worried, but you've seen Jimmy Webster as well have him in headlocks throughout the night.
He did. He got Jimmy in one too later.
They've both been back and forth, dragging each other around. Umpire lets it go. They're almost like two brothers.
Yeah, exactly.
Two-man, what's the live ladder looking like at the moment? Obviously, Collingwood going well clear now.
Yes, 6 points clear of Brisbane. Magpies on top of the table on 48 points. Brisbane sitting second on 42.
Flag pies that.
And Geelong, very good, Baz, sitting third on 40.
Looking all right.
Two-man, is the spa still heating?
Oh, yeah, Mrs. Chu. She's still awake.
Here's Bobby, one last tumbling, dribbling ball. Will it get there? Oh, right on the line, it might have been touched.
Big Tim nearly blew a pooper valve. His head nearly blew off. There's a kick from full back. There's the Josh Dacos. 55 out, loads up for the Pies. Siren goes. It's all over. And that's a big win. 34 points to Collingwood. Big in the context. It's been close all night. The Pies 16-12, 108. The Saints 11-8, 74. Collingwood magnificent. 12 points up at quarter time, 12 at half time, 21 at three-quarter time. They win by 34 points. Ash will go down to one of their heroes shortly, courtesy of Fox Footy, and have a listen to what they got to say. Big win for the Pies, and let's go downstairs now. Guess who? The great Nick Dacos, courtesy of Fox Footy.
Nick, talk about the game. Fantastic game. They made you work for it.
Oh, absolutely. We knew they were going to come out strong, and credit to St Kilda, they did for the whole game pretty much. We only broke away in the last 5-10 minutes of the game, but thought it showed great maturity from our group too.
Obviously, you've been copping a little bit of tagging over the last few weeks, mate, but tonight, that looked like a hard one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Winhagen's done some great jobs this year, and I knew coming in it was going to be a tough night, and it's about how I can open up space for my teammates, and thought I was able to do that. I love playing in the midfield alongside the two veterans we got in there. They give me great advice, and then Ed Long too, and Darcy Cameron. So all the boys in there were great.
Just sitting here on the bench, so I just noticed a couple of times it did get a little bit narky at times.
Yeah, absolutely. It always does out there. I think just two competitive teams, both really wanted the 4 points, and lucky we pulled away with it tonight.
Darcy Cameron, how good is he at the moment?
I think he's unbelievable. He's clearly been talked about as the All-Australian ruckman, and he's having a massive year. He did last year, and he's backing it up again. I think he had about 5 or 6 shots at goal tonight, so we're getting stuck into him on the bench about his goal kicking, but in all seriousness, he's an amazing ruckman. He's so important for our system.
Yeah, clearly that goal tonight was a big one for you. I mean, I just wanted to show you a little bit of vision here. The carry-on after the goal. Let's talk about the carry-on.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of carry on. It was an absolute floater, so I wasn't sure if it was going in. I think it was more relief when it sailed through, but the boys were up and about, which was great.
Well, it's been a fantastic couple of weeks. What did you do for the break?
I got to Noosa with my partner Arlette, so she's just in Fiji at the moment, so hi to her if she's watching.
Well done, brother. Go and enjoy it, mate. Well done.
Big night for Nick Dacos. Ash, what was his numbers?
Well, number one ranked player, 30 disposals, 9 score involvements, 9 inside 50s, 9 intercepts, 1 major.
Triple M Amy review. When clangers happen, it's lucky you're with Amy. We're going to catch our breath here from Marvel Stadium. Alex Bryant's gone down to the rooms. We've got Big Tim, we've got Sarah, we've got Dace. It's all happening in Ash, of course. A 34-point win it was to the Pies over the Saints. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Bunnings Trade. Bunnings Trade has tax time sorted with big deals on big brands.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
hot water needs replacing? Go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Melbourne, start your day with
In the morning. I say to my partner, I go, tell you what, you get ready and I'm going to lie here on the couch. And when you've got 5 minutes left, you tell me and I'll meet you at the front door. Because I can do it in 5.
What does that include? Like just shower, dress, or just put your clothes on?
The 3 S's.
Start your day with Mick in the Morning with Roo, Titus and Rosie. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's Triple M.
Ream, Australia's favourite hot water. Steady, hot and strong.
Hello. For professional tilers, the all-new Tileworks by National Tiles is life-changing. Tileworks tilers make up to $50,000 per year or more than other tilers. That's give or take an extra $1,000 per week. Yes, Tileworks for professional tilers is life-changing. You get free premium adhesive and grout, free delivery, plus substantial monthly cash rebates. So if you're a professional tiler, find out more about Tileworks and rush to join now at nationaltiles.com.au. Conditions apply.
Cold flow. Heating and cooling.
Stay comfortable all year round with Dakin and Cold Flow. Whether it's scorching summer or chilly winter, our energy-efficient systems keep you cosy. Plus, with huge VEU rebates, you can save big on your upgrade. Don't miss out. Call us today and enjoy perfect climate control in every season.
Around town.
Holiday time? Booking.com has holiday rentals, apartments, villas and more. Love it? Find it? Book it today with free cancellation and flexibility. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
The Lowdown.
You can't see me because this is a radio ad, but I'm completely naked. Why? Well, at Tango Energy, we've stripped things right back. No gimmicks, just simple plans and easy sign up. Refreshing, right? Although a little chilly without pants. Don't pay for extras. Get energy stripped back at tangoenergy.com.
Tango Energy.
Not tonight, I can't find my keys.
Call Triple M on 1300 337 787 with your best excuse to bail to win $250 from the Bottle-O. Good value booze for good value people. Righto, the Bottle-O. Drink responsibly. Over 18s only.
G'day, it's Richo here. If you've been thinking about buying a caravan, well, how does a massive 10% discount sound to you? The Touring Hub in Epping is having a once-in-a-year massive yard sale this Friday, Saturday and Sunday. All stock new age, essential, urban and used caravans has a minimum of 10% discount applied, plus great deals on used cars. Head straight to the Touring Hub Indoor Caravan and Car Showroom, 412 Cooper Street, Epping, this Friday, Saturday and Sunday. T's and C's apply.
Hi, Jeff Cook here. Your health is your wealth, and thousands of Australians start their day with 2 golden capsules of Nature Bee Power Pollen. What makes it different? It's potentiated pollen, a special process that breaks open the pollen's hard shell, unlocking the nutrients so your body can absorb them. I've been taking it for years and I've never felt better. Right now, buy a 2-month supply for $79.90 plus delivery and we'll give you an extra 1-month supply free. Visit naturebee.com. That's naturebee.com.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M footy review for Amy. When clangers happen, it's lucky you're with Amy.
That is absolutely true. 34 points up the Pies over the Saints tonight. 16, 12, 108 to 11, 8, 74. Ash, please, some of the big numbers in the big win for the Pies.
Scores from turnover, 9-6-60 the Maggies, Saints at 6-2-38, 47 out of those 60 points for the Magpies had come from turnover in the front half of the ground. And we mentioned Nick Dacos with 30. Josh Dacos also racked up 30. Lipinski 26 and 2 goals and 10 score involvements. And Wayne Ganeen-Millerer, he had 35 disposals and 632 metres gained.
Good on you, Ash. Well played. Sarah Hosking's been magnificent all night, as always. You'll be going to Macca's with me, Sarah, after the game. Making their debut, of course, is the new McWings from Macca's. We're looking forward to that. But it was a good game of footy, and the Pies just burst away in that late in that final term.
It was great to watch, and I think obviously coming into the game, Pies came in clear favourites. But what I loved from St Kilda was they were right in it up until that fourth quarter, leading into the third. They were able to come back and they levelled the score, so they were even. And then obviously Pies just drew their way out in the fourth quarter. But it was a real arm wrestle. We saw different patches of it. Obviously St Kilda got on top through stoppage, and they at one stage they were able to use their pressure. They didn't have a tackle, for the first couple of minutes of the game. They only had 13 to half-time, St Kilda, and it wasn't because they were missing tackles. I think they'd only missed 3, but they simply couldn't get close to their opponents in Collingwood, who were just so slick with their ball movement throughout the entire night. At any point that they had the ball, they were able to feed it around, open up the space and get it to the outside. And obviously the talking point of part of the game was how Marcus Windhager wore Nick Dacos like a glove, and we know that he had such an outstanding couple of games where he tagged some of the players in the competition like Max Holmes, Connor Rosie, Finn Callahan, Noah Anderson, Cozzy Pickett as well, who kept him to about 9 disposals at one stage. So just what Nick Dacos was able to do, and arguably my best on ground tonight, he finished with nearly 30 disposals and led the way, kicked a goal, led the team.
Magnificent, Sarah, as always. The Pies are down the rooms. We've got Daisy Thomas and Alex Bryant down there. Take it away.
Yeah, they've just come in after that sensational 34-point win. They were actually spending a fair bit of time at Marvel lapping it up with the fans, but we're ready to go.
Hey! Good old Collingwood forever! We know how to play the game. Side by side we sit together. From all the Magpies, take home our team. See the Americans shouting, as the Americans should.
Sung with absolute passion. This is the Triple M Amy review. I'm joined in the rooms with the birthday boy himself, Daisy Thomas.
Hello, Alex.
How did you enjoy that game?
It was a good game of footy, wasn't it?
Good game, great call.
It was a great call. We weren't really sure what we were going to get at the start of it. We know the Pies had been in really good form, coming off a bye as well, so they were going to be fresh. And the Saints, well, they copped a flogging last week, and we thought there was going to be a response coming, and it certainly did. It was just, it probably panned out the way you would have seen it on paper. They were there, they were competitive, but not good for long enough, unfortunately, and the Pies, they continue to roll on.
A 34-point win in the end. We are about to be joined by Tim Membry, but while we wait for him, why don't we go to the Macca's I'm Loving It moment. And I think it's no surprise what this moment could be. It was in the final quarter, and if we could have raised the roof, it would have. Here's how it sounded on Triple M footy.
Lipinski, scrubby little ball. Crisp, went the don't argue, shook off the tackle, spits it into Billy Elliott. Couldn't quite, keeps it up. It's actually Hill. Bobby handballs up to Lipinski, who tunnels it back. Oh, could have been collected high there, Edward Allen. Umpire lets it roll. Lipinski, back to Josh Dacos. Spitting little ball, ground level, flicked up. Nick Dacos! Johnston! It brought them to their feet here at Marvel. It was the goal the Pies needed because the Saints were surging. And then the Rolls Royce, Nick Dacos, kicks the goal for the Pies.
Yeah, that was a sensational moment in the game. As we wait for Tim, Daisy, let's do the Triple MVP award. Who did you give one vote to tonight?
It was a tough game to give out some votes because it was very even for the most part, and then just thought the consistency of one player, I'll be giving the 3-2. So I started the one vote with Pat Lipinski, 26 disposals. He had the 2 goals, 9 marks, 5 tackles, 404 metres gained. He was pivotal, especially early on. Tough, but Nick Dacos is only getting 2 votes and he's somewhere around me.
He's just about to walk past.
Yeah.
Don't say that too loudly.
2 votes, Nick Dacos. 30 disposals, 17 of those kicks, 13 handballs, 3 marks, 5 clearances, 416 metres gained. Ended up being the number 1 ranked player on the field. But I gave the 3 votes to Darcy Cameron. 19 disposals, 8 marks, 6 clearances, 436 metres gained for a ruckman, 28 hit-outs and 2 goals. So Darcy Cameron got the 3, Nick Dacos got the 2, Pat Lipinski got the 1, and I'll tell you who's number 1 in our hearts here at Triple M is the man coming up against his old side today in Timmy Membry. Timmy, welcome to the M's, mate. How was that?
Yeah, no, it was a good feeling. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous coming into the game. Played a lot of footy with a lot of them boys, but yeah, I'm stoked to be standing here now with a win.
And how are you finding things at Collingwood? Obviously, such a rich history with St Kilda. Who have you been bonding with, and how is it like under Fly?
Look, I mean, they're just such a great group, a lot of experience in the group, obviously spend a lot of time with the forwards. So, I mean, they're all just good fellas. Fly's a star. He really, builds belief in us players to go out there and just play to our strengths week in, week out.
It's never easy coming up against your old side. Looked like the boys were looking for you early, though. Got a couple of nice ones, and then you kicked the goal, and they came to you. Beautiful moment.
Yeah, it was. I was pretty rapt about that, to be honest. I was pretty nervous walking in on that first set shot, but once I seen it sailing through, yeah, I was stoked.
And during the week, is there any banter with your former teammates, or is it just kind of after the game we'll talk about it then?
No, absolutely. There's banter. A couple of my close mates in Jimmy Webster, he reckons he'll sharpen the elbows for this week. So, but no, there's always a little bit of banter. But once a ball's bounced, it's pretty hard to sort of do it out there. It's just so busy and everything's happening, so it goes pretty quickly.
We did enjoy that Jimmy Webster had you in a headlock for about 5 metres in that first quarter there. The Pies, though, you're rolling on nicely, fresh off the bye. What was sort of your messaging coming into this one?
There was a little bit about, just restarting the engine. We've had a big first half of the season. Like you said, we're going along nicely, but I guess the important message was, we can't just get going slowly. It's back up. We've got to keep playing good footy, and I felt like, the Saints, they clearly play a pretty defensive brand, so once we were able to break in there at the end, it opened up for us.
And you're back here at Marvel next week against West Coast. Normally this is a ground that many Collingwood players wouldn't really have had so much experience with, but obviously with your Saints background, how are you finding Marvel versus the G?
It's funny because I actually love playing on the MCG. I remember as a Saint, we never really got to get to the MCG. It was always under the roof. So I'm stoked to be at the Pies and playing out on the G most weeks. But it is nice coming here, and you just know what you're going to get with the weather. So, back here next week.
You're an experienced head in that forward line. How are you enjoying working alongside some other blokes down there? Billy Elliott's having a great year, but also sort of your impact throughout that forward 6 week in, week out.
There's so much experience and so much talent in that forward line. But, you don't really have to do too much. Everyone knows their role. Everyone knows what's expected of them. So, like you said, Jamie's just having an outstanding year. He's finally got his body, tip-top condition, and he's just relishing now. So, he's having a superstar year.
Well, Tim, thanks for joining Triple M Footy. Go and enjoy the win with your family and, more importantly, sending those texts to your former teammates.
Absolutely. There'll be a few sent out.
Good man. Well played, buddy. All the best for the rest of the year.
That's Tim Membry for Bob Jane T-Marts. Have great 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. We are wrapping this up, Daisy, because it is Saturday night and it is your birthday. So we're going to get you home. But before we do that, Choice Hotels around the grounds, I guess you could say you were having a marvellous weekend because you are back here tomorrow.
Yeah, I may as well just drop the swag out here and stay on for the night. I'll be back here with the Sunday Rub boys as we take a look at the Western Bulldogs taking on Richmond. We'll be on the air from 1. Giants and Suns do battle before that at NG Stadium. And a couple of winners from today. The Sydney Swans, 19-point winners against Port Adelaide, 9-17-71, beat Port 7-10-52. North Melbourne, 11-point winners against the Blues, 13-6-84, took down the Blues 10-13-73. All amazing calls on Triple M Footy, and we'll be back to do it all again tomorrow.
Choice Hotels, it gets you more for your money so you can check into more. Get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. It has been Collingwood over St Kilda by 34 points here at Marvel Stadium. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M Footy Review for Amy. When clangers happen, it's lucky you're with Amy.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.